I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
All right. Good morning. I just got back from work and just got back from work and somebody made a comment to me on their community tab. And let me say this to May, because May asked me something on her community tab, and I'm gonna read it because I'm glad though she brought this up, right? And and I'm gonna talk about more about that later on. But there's something else I want to announce. I'm gonna announce something real quick, right? I'm gonna announce something real quick. Now, late last year, no, you know what? No, I'm gonna talk about what she told me first. Let me talk about what she told me first. May said, she told me a community post, and she said to me, shout out to May. Um, and this has something to do with this topic. Netanyahu is done. Trump beat the whole fuck out of his ass. This is a full fucking surrender. I think Trump must have told BB he was going to spend special forces and send him. Well, I'm not going to repeat what she said, but this is a mind blowing. Big J, what can he has said to BB for the re 60 change overnight? Now, May, you know what? I'm gonna show May's comment real quick. I'm gonna show her comment because I'm glad though May talked about it, and some doing with the what goes on in Palestine. Um, and as for that, though, I gotta say something that um, there's more than meets the eye on that, right? Because if y'all take close notice in my comment section, I put a link from Middle Nation. And here's what May said, right? She said this, Netanyahu's done, Trump did this. Wait a minute, hold on. It's not showing. Oh, now it's showing. Okay, so it's showing, what May had told me, and I gotta say to May, I think there's more that meets the eye on this. But before I go there, right? Before I go there, let me address something too, because I got a special announcement to make. Right? I told people since December of last year that there's going to be glory or death. I said glory or death. So I decided to jump off the cliff. So I said this on a certain somebody's Discord server, and I said it on numerous channels, no, numerous panels. I said if I see Myron anywhere in Texas, I'm going to show up. Because somebody going to have to challenge. See, if instead of trying to talk to y'all on YouTube and talk to you, no. I need to see you in person. Myron wants to pick on these 18-year-olds, these 19-year-old college students. You're 40, Myron. You're 40. I want you to try a man on for once. Now, if I have the time, if I have the time, I'll show up. If not, I don't. That's part of the reason why Myron never published his schedule. And like what somebody said on that certain Discord server, Night in the what's his name? Night in the Bishop. I think that's his channel name, his YouTube channel name. He said this in that Discord server. He said Myron will never go to Berkeley, California, where there's a lot of militant liberals. And you're right. But I really want him to show up in Austin. I really want him to show up in San Antonio. I want him to show up in Houston. And I want him to try. See, Myron thinks that showing up to these red state universities is going to save him. And trying to punk all these, trying to punk in Myron over there trying to punk these college students. No, try a man, Myron. I want Myron to try a man because I'm tired of watching the movie. That's the way what Ty City would say it. No, it's time to get in the movie. That's why I jumped off the cliff. And hopefully I land on some of you niggas' heads. And I hope Myron will be the first one. Somebody need to sit there and chat. And what happened in Frisco, Texas, made me to decide to jump off that cliff. That Fresco Tech and seeing you Negroes going after that Carmelo Anthony, seeing Anton Daniels and Myron doing that. We no. We not. No. I need to see you in person. I want you to try that bullshit in person because I'm a grown ass man. I'm in my 40s. You are in your 40s. Don't sit there and debate these 18-year-old, these 17, 18, 19-year-old kids. No, debate somebody your damn age. And let's see how this shit works out. Showing up on these college campuses doing all this woo woo rah rah rah. Now also goes for that idiot by name of what's the name? The police guy. That coon ass nigga who's the police. I forgot his name now. I actually forgot his name now. But like I said, I jumped off that cliff. I'm for it. Let's see how this work out for you. Because it's time to challenge y'all. Since y'all are Trump supporters, y'all need to be challenged and challenged right up in y'all's faces. And going to these red state college campuses, these college campuses that are in red states, you think though you're going to be quote unquote, and when I said the word save, I'm not talking about bodily harm. I'm talking they won't hide behind this the right wing ruckus with the rah rah rah. No, you gonna answer this question. Brandon Tatum's who I was referring to. That's right, Brandon Tatum. I want Brandon Tatum and Myron. Show up. Show up in Austin again, and let's see how this work out for you. Now, anyway, back to the topic. Oh, and here is another announcement I'm going to make. I'll make this another announcement. I'll make this another announcement. I'm gonna do a live stream. Hopefully on Saturday or Friday night or Saturday, and we're going to talk about, is SYSBM a hate group? And I'm going to ask some ladies to show up because that discussion got derailed twice. It got derailed by Clue stupid ass. Clue trying to run interference on Brown Ellie's channel. I'm not gonna allow that to happen over here. The second time, I stopped when I was at the fourth thing. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get some ladies. I'm gonna invite some ladies over here, and I'm gonna email them. I'm gonna email these ladies, and I'm gonna ask these ladies, is this a hate group? Because we're gonna show the entire slayingevil.com SYSBM tenants, and we're gonna review each point, each of those 20-something points, and ask the people in the chat room, is this a hate group? And the reason why I want this to happen, I want Congress to investigate you dumb niggas online. Yeah, I said it. That's why I jumped off the cliff. Anyway, here we go about the topic. Now back to May, right? Now, Middle Earth did a video, and you know what? And before I shout out to the Middle Earth channel, because there's some things that need to be said in the head, and read what May said again. I'm gonna read what May said again, because so May said Netanyahu is done. Trump beat the whole fuck out his ass, and this is a full fucking surrender. I think Trump must have told BIBI he's going to be sent in the special forces, and I'm not repeating that. This is mind blowing, Big J. What could he have said to BB for a 360 change overnight? Well, here is the thing, though, right? Said, right? We we do know Trump was in the Middle East, um, in Saudi Arabia, and he got the his airplane from Qatar and so forth. But the thing is, right? And I'm a oh, and I think there's something else going on, May. I really do. I think there's something else going on because the airplane, this let's buy airplane from Qatar. He was gifted with that, and then what Trump was trying to announce, but he could not announce it. He was going to announce Palestinian statehood, but because because BB went ahead and bombed the hospital the same day as Trump was in Saudi Arabia, was meeting the Saudi prince. I believe Trump was embarrassed, and I'm glad somebody else said it too. I'm glad Middle Earth also said in his video, but I'm gonna show you clips of what he said because I kind of agree because I watched this over the weekend in May, and I agree that Trump was embarrassed by something that happened in Israel or something that happened in Palestine that forced Donald Trump to see. Donald Trump is a man of feelings. He's not a man. See, a lot of these dumb idiots online, these manosphere, MAGA ass niggas online, they always want to tell you about facts over feelings. But because Donald Trump was in his feelings, he was in his fifis, right? He was in his fifis. So he was embarrassed. He was embarrassed by the regime over in the West, over there in Israel, and therefore I believe he turned about face, along with receiving the gifts from Qatar, along with the mineral rights and the oil, the transaction issues. But anyway, and also, and I'm glad. You know what? I'll play that later. I'll play that later, though, man. I'll play that later. If you still up, up or not. I'm assuming you in bed right now, May. I'm assuming you still in bed, but this is what and how come it's not showing? I clicked the thing to show it. Why ain't showing? StreamYard's getting on my nerves. So anyway, here is what was said, and and by the way, because of the nature of all of this, and again, how come you're not showing? Okay, it's about time. There's something wrong with StreamYards today, man. It's something wrong with StreamYards. Um, anyway, let me go ahead and scroll up. Let me scroll up and show you and give you. Yeah, I'm gonna put this up here. I'm gonna put this up here just as a, you know. But anyway, let me go ahead and play it.
Thank you for joining us. We'll start with opening remarks of Director General of Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Eden Bartal, and then we'll open it for questions. Director General, please.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for coming. I'll start with a few words about the last weekend. Probably already heard that during this weekend, Israel once again accepted the special envoy Steve Witkoff's proposal for a ceasefire and release of the hostages. Once again, Hamas refused and rejected the proposal. Therefore, Israel has no choice but to resume its military operation for achieving its just objectives. Releasing our 58 hostages still held in inhumane conditions in the hands of Hamas. Dismantling Hamas military capabilities and making sure that Gaza will no longer possess a threat to the Israeli citizens.
What the hell? Wait, what's going on? Oh, damn. Stupid ass internet. Uh-oh, something wrong with my internet, y'all. All right, that was embarrassing. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I don't know what happened here. So yeah, I got cut off for some weird reason. But anyway, the point of the video what I was showing you that that BIBI is now sending aid, humanitarian aid to Gaza. And if you look in the description box, because the video's there, and this comes on the heels right after Donald Trump received the 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 plane from Qatar, and also there was news reports that Donald Trump was embarrassed by the regime that is running um, the the um, the Bibi Netanyahu regime that's running the state of Israel right now. Uh, and I'm assuming, and there was some reports that's if you follow foreign news, he was going to announce the recognition of the Palestinian state, which I don't really believe. I don't believe that part. What I really do believe, what really made Israel send aid has nothing to do with the Palestinians. My belief is that Donald Trump, is meeting with the president or the new leader of Syria. And since Israel invaded Syria after the overthrow of the Baptist regime over there earlier this year or last year, I should say, I believe that you know I believe that Trump in the Arab world is crowning the new Syrian leader as he takes over that country. And I also believe though because they want to put investments in reconstruction because American firms, American and British firms really want to make that money in Syria because they the rebuilding the the banking rebuilding all the infrastructure. I believe though they want a piece of that pie, and since they don't want to upset the apple cart, Israel decided to give because because that put a strong Syria is what a strong and rebuilt Syria is feared by the right wing movement within Israel. So the Israelis is trying to play the game of, well, let me go ahead and let me just pat the people in Gaza on the head and say, bygones be bygones, while at the same time trying to quote unquote be seen as the good guys because they fear that a strong Syria will be a future formidable foe within the next 15, 20 years. That's what I think. That's what I think. Why Benjamin Netanyahu did the 360, did the 180, or whatever you call it, and just went the opposite. So I don't think it had nothing to do with now Middle Earth. Credit to him. He think it was about the Palestinian state. The announcement of no, I believe it's more about Trump meeting with the leader of Syria and pumping investments over there. So yeah, that's what I believe. But anyway, you know what? I hope though. Let me get rid of these stupid ads real quick. I can't stand that. I don't want to pay no money for to get rid of ads and shit. I don't want to do that shit. I'm tired of that shit. I'm paying money. And I ain't monetized. So, but anyway, let me go ahead and do this real quick. And I hope my internet dropped for a minute and then now it's going up. So let me go ahead and play this real quick.
Full responsibility. Hamas is responsible for starting the war. On October 7th, with horrific massacre. Hamas is still responsible for the continuation of the war by its refusal to release our hostages and its refusal to lay down its arms. Hamas can end this war immediately by releasing our hostages, laying down the arms, and the war is over.
Let me go ahead and say this. That's a crock of shit. Okay. Some of those people, y'all know there was hostages there. Some of them people were already taken out, and y'all knew, and y'all took them out y'all selves. I'm just saying. I mean, there are reports of y'all taking out the very hostages y'all claimed that y'all was, but there, like I said, these are rumors. These are tough, but I still don't fully believe the goodness of a heart of the players involved. I really don't.
Regarding the humanitarian aid, Israel facilitated the entrance of aid into the Gaza Strip throughout the war. During the 42nd days of the ceasefire starting in January, Israel facilitated the enormous amount of 25,000 trucks of aid into.
Wait a minute. You know what? I'm gonna skip over that. I'm gonna skip some of this because he's
Does
doing that.
Japanese trick with
Oh, these damn ads. So
Thank you, Director General. We'll now open it for questions. Yes, please. Yes, please present it.
Good afternoon, Dan Williams from Bloomberg. Could you expand on the names of the American companies involved? How many personnel? And what safeguards do you have in the event of them being?
First of all, it's very clear that the area is not as safe as the center of Israel. On the other hand, it's very clear that the American fund took all the measures in order to protect the sites. As I said before, Israel will protect the perimeter itself, but not the distribution centers.
Thank you.
okay, now let's talk about the companies, right? So he's worried about the American corporations coming in there and reinvesting, reinvesting. So on the flip side, if you go to the Arab world, Donald Trump, especially in Syria, Donald Trump is meeting, like I said earlier, Donald Trump is meeting with the leader of Syria and trying to coax American corporation firms to come into Syria to help with their reconstruction. And it's that's why I think that's the reason why I believe that's a major reason why the Israeli government is decided to, again, like I said earlier, try to play nice, if you will, with the with those in Gaza. That's what I believe was going on. If you ask me, let me see. I'm gonna put this up here, make it big.
Thank you. Please.
Yep.
Yes. Please. Yes.
Well, they're interlinked. Those that HF will require a distribution mechanism. How are those people going to pay?
First of all, yes. First of all, as I explained before, the sites, the centers of distribution will be located in safe areas in order not to harm the population. Secondly, the fund plans to expand its distribution centers to more sites in order to allow more and more people in Gaza to be benefited from this aid.
Now that's all I'm going to show you, right? That's all I'm going to show you on the Israeli part of it. But like to May, this is to May and everybody else who is concerned about this, right? This person, Middle Earth, not is it Middle Earth? No, Middle Nation. I'm sorry, not Middle Earth. Middle Nation, right? Middle Nation. Shout out to him, right? Because he did a live. I saw this over the weekend. And I'm trying to find a part of the video when he mentioned the problem problem with the Arab nations, the Arab leaders, is that they're making peace under some immoral, even even though he's saying he's being realistic. He's saying the problem with the peace effort in the Middle East is mostly by a transactional, is based on transactions, not based on a moral or on a code of ethics. Because the peace is when you do peace, and let me show this video real quick. Let me show the video what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna play his video. I'm not gonna play it. But I think it's around the 15-minute mark. I think it's around the 15-minute mark. And somebody said it's in the chat in his comment section. Morality isn't the forefront. Sitting down with the devil is a trick. Yeah. The morality of the peace when it's oh, I'm sorry, y'all. That's right. I forgot to show you. Who I'm referring to. Middle Nation channel, and I hope it's showing up on the screen. Is it showing up on the screen? StreamYard is acting a fool today, though. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. StreamYards is messing up, y'all. StreamYards is messing up today. I'm over here sharing it. I'm playing it, and now though it'll want me to show it. Really? Come on, really? Now, now, McKinnon, y'all see it now? Okay, good. Okay, good. We got it. Okay, let me go back to the 13-minute mark because it's something that middle nation said. It kind of blends into what I was saying, May. His own analysis. So let me go back and fair use. Maybe let me go ahead and play it then.
Themselves could cease cooperating with him and completely isolate him and block him, potentially functionally overthrowing him. Also highly unlikely. Not impossible, but unlikely. So I think that they're probably trying to work out the details of how to get rid of him. I don't think anybody wants him there now. But then I just saw a statement by Trump saying, still after this meeting, after all of these meetings in the Gulf, still talking about America should take Gaza and turn it into a freedom zone or some words to this effect. So he hasn't actually changed his rhetoric after all of these meetings, which is a failure, in my view, on the part of the Gulf governments. I know that you were talking to him about Gaza. I know that you were talking to him about a Palestinian state. I know that you're talking to him about at least recognition of a Palestinian state in the United Nations. And I know that you were talking to him about the Arab peace plan. And
this is where I differ with him on. I don't think that the issue is the Palestinian state. The issue is more about Syria, American business into Syria, and also bringing Saudi business in Saudi and Qatar and some of those Persian Gulf states businesses into Syria, because they don't want Syria to become another Iraq. They want to bring, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. This is just my assessment here. I think in those other countries trying to shepherd, and also the Turk and people in Turkey too. The Turkish government, they're trying to shepherd Syria from becoming another basket case like in Iraq is an unfixable, at this point, unfixable regime. I don't think though the focal point is the Palestinians. I think the Palestinians are taking the back. I think Palestinian statehood is taking a back seat to the reconstruction of Syria, and that's where I disagree with the middle nation about. But he's right about this. I believe they're trying to get Benjamin Netanyahu out of here. And Benjamin Netanyahu knows this. BIBI Netanyahu knows this. And that's why he's playing the peacekeeper. He's trying to give the people in Gaza food now, so that Israel and his government won't be seen as a pariah. And also BIBI also knows in 2026 that America, the political winds might change in 2026, and thus a Democratic Senate or Democratic House, or both, either one or the other or both, would try to ban BIBI Netanyahu from coming into the States, or receiving support within this country. That's what I believe though was happening. That's why I believe BIBI is doing all this thing. So there's a whole lot of variables, a whole lot of variables in this. But like I said, they're trying to get rid of BIBI. Benjamin Netanyahu, they're trying to get rid of him. They're trying to find out a way how to do it politically. Well, I think the best way is to do it politically or legally, that they're trying to do it. And that's why on the other video, they're sending aid to those in Gaza. That's what I believe, May. That's what I believe. But anyway, let me go ahead and play a little bit more what he's about to say, because it's going to round up what part of what I think is going to happen.
Normalization with Israel by Saudi Arabia coming on the condition of the establishment of a Palestinian state, or at least the establishment of a reliable, irreversible track towards a Palestinian state. I still think all of those things will happen, but I'm frankly not satisfied with the extent of the pressure that you're putting. And you are insisting upon a sort of a carrot approach rather than a stick approach. And I think that I have always understood that approach. I don't know to what extent you still need to do that. But that's literally, I don't know. They matter what the situation is, what all of the circumstances are, what complicated issues there are that I'm not privy to. But I don't think that I will say that it is certainly progressing as I have talked about, which is that Israel is being essentially surrounded by a Gulf stewarded sphere of influence, and it will be absorbed at a certain point. And I think that they're not from a very sort of cold-blooded, unemotional point of view, all of the destruction that's taking place is a reconstruction opportunity.
Right, right, and that's what I think. It's about money. There is an opportunity in reconstruction. You know, the money is no longer going to be flooding into Tel Aviv. The money is going to be flooding to Riyadh. It's going to flood into Damascus. It's going to flood into Qatar. It's going to flood into Kuwait City. That's where that's where the money is more about the transactional rather than about the moral implications. May, and that's what I believe. Let me put myself back up here. That's what I believe going to happen, May. So I'm assuming you sleep because it's about 7 o'clock, 7:11 where you at. So anyway, but let me go ahead and talk about what I really was going to talk about President, the former President Joe Biden and his diagnosis with aggressive cancer. I wouldn't wish cancer on no one, okay? On anyone. Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. However, let me sit here and say this. I bet you somewhere in the halls of the Democratic Party that somebody is punching in the air. Is shadow boxing, because I actually believe, though, that Biden would have defeated Trump in November, even though it would have been a sorry election, even though it would have been a lackluster election. I think Biden would have beaten Trump. And I'm gonna tell you why I believe he would have beaten Trump. And it's very obvious. Biden would have edged out Trump on a sole basis that, first of all, both of them are white men. That's one thing, right? The second thing is, I'm getting that out the way. I'm getting that white male, Anglo-Saxon white male thing out the way. I'm take that. No, yeah. Biden's Catholic, so he's not Protestant, but still, you got that out the way, right? Biden can do things that Kamala couldn't do. So by looking at the election and seeing that neither candidate had over 45% of the vote. None of the candidates had 45% of the vote. Or I should say 48%. Right, I'm sorry. 48%. Kamala Harris and Trump did not have over 49%. Let's just say if Biden would have stayed in the race, I think Biden would have picked off one of the swing states. Because if you talk about a swing state like Michigan, I'm using Michigan as an example, right? As a scenario, I'm using as a scenario. I think Biden would take 5,000 votes from Michigan, and I believe with them 5,000 votes, he would have won Michigan with 5,000 votes. It would serve as a tipping point to switch Michigan and win Wisconsin if Biden would stay on the ticket. However, right, because he has since now he's been diagnosed with with prostate cancer. I think that Kamala would be president today. I think Biden either would resign or would use Amendment 25 and have her be either president or acting president. You know, she would be president. What was what I'm saying? She would be in power. You know. And plus though, if he would have died, I'd rather for him to resign or use Amendment 22. No, I'm sorry, Amendment 25, the 25th Amendment. She would have just been would have been president by him no longer being there. Whether by death or by him being out, him being sick. Period. And it would have, and I say this, it would have saved us these egg prices, these stupid Manispherian. Oh yay! The white, the black fatigue bullshit. It would have saved America from all that bullshit. Yeah, we have no good options in my opinion. We don't. That's why I said I jumped off the cliff. See, May, I said this back in December. I said it's either going to be death or glory. I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about myself here. And it's been a process, right? It's been a process for me, right? It's been a process because back in November and December, I said 2025 for me is either I die or I be in glory, and I meant what I said, right? So I decided to jump off the cliff, and it was a process. First of all, Trump winning the White House was the first thing. Then seeing the Nazi salutes by Elon Musk, and seeing how stupid these content creators are on YouTube. I'm talking about the black content, cheering on the removal of these brown skinned illegals while the person who they voted for and cheerlead is bringing in these white South Africans in. And then I see people like Myron and Tatum, Brandon Tatum going to college campuses harassing people. So yeah, that's why I said I jumped off the cliff. Don't worry about it, May, because I'm not believe I'm gonna be on YouTube anymore. By the end of this year. And it's something what Ty City said about the movie. He waiting for the end of the movie, right? I think I should be in the goddamn movie. It's one thing to watch the movie to the end, want to see how the movie ends, and then I'm looking at my real life things crashing all around me and shit. Things are crashing around me. I'm seeing I'm seeing some bullshit, and I said, you know what? It wasn't for the tariffs. It wasn't for, you know, I, and all that bullshit. No, no. I'm seeing fascism in my fucking face. I'm living in a state. I'm living in a state where fascism is being passed. Fascist laws are being passed in the state of Texas. And then you see Myron Games coming to these college campuses, you know, calling everybody. I said, you know what, we got, it needs to be stopped. It got to be stopped. You know, you know, one way or the other. Yeah, Texas is getting bad. Texas is getting really, really bad. Everybody, oh, it's a great place. No, no, it's not. I'm from Massachusetts. No, it's not. I'm from Michigan. And Texas, no, it's not. You don't know what laws that they had just passed. Florida is bad. Texas is bad. Texas is actually competing with Florida on how stupid they can be. That's why, May, I want to revamp the education system. Because you got people on here who don't know how to comprehend. You know what, May? I'll drop the link for you. I'll drop the link because you know, I'll drop the link for you. The Democratic Party is a bunch of punk ass pussies too. Especially Texas. I keep telling them, impeach Abbott. Abbott is sending these people. I'm talking about these illegals, the illegal immigrants to Michigan and to Chicago. While you got idiots in Chicago talking about your AJC Reds of the world. Well, turn Chicago red. Well, okay, how you gonna vote? How you want Chicago to turn red when it's a red governor from a southern state sending Mexicans to brown skinned people to your state? At the same time, they're sending white South Africans up here. But none of these black MAGAs, black conservatives, are saying a word about that, about those white South Africans. Yes, we are right for fascism. I've been saying that. I've been saying that since 2015. Ever since that man went down the escalator, and then I see how he won the Republican primary in 2016. I'm looking at it. I said, that's how, and I see them talking points. Those Manispherian talking points. Those the SBE talking points. And people got hooked. And the problem with the Democrats, they don't know how to fight. They don't even know how to pick a right candidate. Jasmine Crockett, I'm gonna say this again. Uh-oh. Wait, hold on. George Golden said, in fact, some of the black MAGA are defending the white South Africans. See, that's why I said though, George, I'm gonna stop talking to these clowns on. That's why I said this the other day. I stopped going on these panels talking to these idiots. I believe in fighting these people off YouTube, destroying their talking points off YouTube. Because these black MAGAs are helping usher in fascism with this orange man sucking on orange peen. What's going on, May? What's going on with you?
What's going on? Good morning. I'm
Good
so
morning.
glad you Good morning. Yeah. I'm so glad you're covering these topics because I think a lot of people don't necessarily know the ins and outs of all this stuff that's going on. Um it's one thing when you just get news reports. It's like how does that affect people in real life? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the discussions that people have make clarity. It's really important, you know. You can
Right.
read news articles all day, but where's the impact? So I think
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing is good for sure. I missed the earlier part when he was talking about BB, but I do want to say, y'all, it's getting rough, and I'm a very optimistic person, and it's about to get real ugly. There's too many things hitting at the same time, and one of the things that we got to think about, Donald Trump completely lied to people. That America First would apply in a whole lot of ways differently if he was not a liar. Um, America First would mean that they would not have a trade war that cost Americans their businesses, their livelihoods, their farms, these industries. The layoffs is about to get ugly. It's about to get
Mm-hmm.
ugly, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The truckers are already screaming. The farmers are screaming. You think about the layers. You already ran away a lot of the immigrants. So these white farmers that voted for him, you know, they don't have any workers and their shit is rotting. And they're trying to compete with the global market because a lot of food is imported. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
don't know that. So when you want bananas now, and instead of being 39 cents a pound, they're gonna be $1.50 a pound. Y'all get ready. That's all I can tell you. Get ready.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not. I'm. I'm. And all these idiots voted for Trump just as a lick back at Keisha. That's the reason why I'm gonna say that. That's why I have a major hatred for a lot of these niggas online. Y'all only voted for him because you trying to knock the black woman on her knees. That's the stupidest reason why to vote. The reason to vote. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. If
Yeah.
Keisha is the Democrats, if she's in the Democratic Party and the Democratic Party loves her, then I hate them. You know,
Right.
and
Right. 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 They on that. They on that. On that. On that level. You know.
yeah, and that's why I say these male gynocrats. That's what they really are. These male gynocrats are their own worst enemy. You worship women. That's all it is. You worship women. You want to control women. You want women to pay your attention, and you don't get that, so you mad, and you think everything you do has to be in response to Keisha. That's because you're female centered and you're weak. Men should be centered on themselves and their best interests, not trying to figure out what is she doing so I can do the opposite. And that's partly why we got here. And we've already said it wasn't the majority of black men. We already know that. Um, and
It- it-
I'm not saying the Democrats are the answer, but there's enough, especially on this platform, that they worship whiteness. They worship white male patriarchy. They just sit at the ball sack of the white man and ask how fast do you want me to lick massa, and they
it-
think that that's a flex.
all it took was 5% of black men. That's all it took. The little percentage of black men. That's all it took to bounce. The tip the balance. But
You
like I
know what?
said, like I
Mhm.
said, I promised myself late last year I need to stop talking to these niggas on here and just do what needs to be done because we can't just be sitting here having our dumbs up our asses and thinking though, oh they ain't going to change. Donald
Mm-mm.
Trump's going to give us reparations. You had the idiot Phil the Advice show, right? Or them grifters. You like you lying to people about well Kamala ain't gonna give us reparations. Of course she ain't. But don't act like voting for Trump is going to give you reparations when the Republican Party is a party of no handouts. So if they're talking about DEI and DEI, there's affirmative action that. What makes you think though they're gonna be pro uh reparations when they complain about when they bash black people about DEI and affirmative action? You know, the
Big
mindset of
J,
these niggas piss me off.
Big
You
J,
know,
you're dealing with people that are getting into waters that are too deep for them. That's the first thing. American politics, as you know, especially because you're exposed to global politics and how they do things. And I got a good question for you when we get towards the end about the British. I don't want to change the subject now. But this is deep. And you got a lot of people, they can't think out of a wet tissue paper. They don't have any analysis skills. There are people, especially particularly the black men that you're talking about. And then you got also on the same side, you got black women that are extremely liberal and they're fucking dumb in their own way too. So there's people on both sides that do not fucking think. And that's just the truth. The
mm,
politics is deep. It has so many different layers. And a lot of people can't think through it. So a lot of people who watch politics and they think that they're part of it or they vote, you know all they do? They read the liberal media or they read only the conservative media. And that's if they read it all. If anything else, they just get sound bites. So they go by what everybody's saying. You know how there's these little sound bites and you
mm,
jump on that and you repeat that shit. That's people, that's what they do. They're not doing deep analysis. Me and you, we're going to
I,
go and watch the BBC. We're going to go and look at different outlets. We're going to watch Al Jazeera. We're going to see every different which way. We're going to look at a white supremacist. What do they say? What does this person say? What is a politician saying? What is the actions on the ground? Me and you, we're going to analyze shit from multiple layers, from different voices and perspectives, from different types of media. Most people don't do that. They're not ready, Big J. They're not ready.
somebody said, Big J, you at a kitty table. No, no, nigga, y'all a bunch of Jalen's. Yeah, I said it. A lot of you niggas are a bunch of Jalen's.
And what does
Y'all bunch
and
of
Jalen
Nates.
do? And what does
Repeat,
Jalen do? He repeat.
repeat,
That's it.
repeat
Yep.
what somebody else says. They
Yep.
repeat what somebody else says, rather than sit there and thinking and comprehending. You know.
But that
Oh,
goes back to
BJ,
that
you
we're right for
yeah.
fascism. People are not thinking.
mm,
They're not thinking, Big J.
this country is ripe for fascism, and and part of the blame is also the Democrats. The Democrats are blamed for this too. I mean, it's not just the Republican Party, like laying at the feet of the orange man. It's also the Democrats trying to change the definition of words like the biology words, like what's a man, what's a woman. You know,
Right.
yeah, that also is also creating a when you make it when you making policy that makes no sense. The only alternative is the orange man. You know.
Well, I agree with you. I think that the Democrats felt like if we can get the poor and working class, the minorities, the immigrants, the gays and the white women, if we can, and the woke ones, if we can just build our coalition around that. And what they're finding out is that this is not working out. Let's look at it. What's happening with the minorities? Well, slowly but surely, a lot of blacks are moving away. I'm including myself. I'm moving away from hardcore liberalism because of the gay shit. And so it's like it's imploding on itself. And then what's happened is the Republicans used to be anti-gay and this and that, but they found a way to have a whole section of gays now in the Republican Party. So you can be gay and be a Republican now. It's acceptable. They found a way to let them come to the table. So that chipped away at their LGBTQ. So now they got to get more extreme. They got to promote trans. And so they've got gays in the Republican Party that are like, we're drawing a line. Gay is fine, but all that trans and gender politics, we're not doing it. So they got the conservative gays to be in the party. They moved away
Hmm.
from liberalism. So, and they can come out the closet now, you know. Um, there's that. Then you got your minorities. Okay, a lot of minorities are going the other direction because of the gay shit and because you're out of touch with everyday people. So you're losing this so-called working class. You're losing minorities. We've seen the black men are going conservatives. Several black women are going conservative or third party. I'm going third party. And then think about this: you're immigrants. The immigrants turn their back on the liberals. All these Latinos, you see what I'm saying? They are
Mm.
hacking away. The conservatives have hacked away at the liberal base. That formula used to work. It don't work no more.
It, it,
So what is
it,
the Democratic Party? What is it now? That's the question.
I think the Democratic Party is a party of old ass people, old ass baby boomers.
So
I
old
mean,
ass white men and gays. That's it. That's
yeah,
all they got
yeah,
left. And black women
because
and black women.
because and old black women, old white men, and gays. So
Yeah. Yep.
so 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 like, okay, you got a bunch of Maxine Waters sitting there. You got that nigga from South Carolina. What's his name? Clyburn. He got
Clyburn. Yeah.
he got to go. He got to go. And then over here in Texas, we had Sylvester Turner and Sheila Jackson Lee, both of them dead by they
Right.
just they haven't just died in office. They ain't really they've been here too long. Black Democrats been here. Y'all been in office too long, and then y'all choke the bottle of creativity. And
And
that's the problem. There is reason why though that the reason why there is a problem in the Democratic Party is that they stifle the creativity. So you got old white man who has cancer of the mouth controlling
damn.
the Democratic the oversight committee. So you bounce AOC out. You bounce AOC out the way and got this man who got cancer in the mouth. You got tongue cancer.
Mm.
So I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, y'all don't realize what y'all just did. Sylvester Turner died in office. Sheila Jackson Lee died in office. These people were in their 70s, died in office. You got this 80-year-old man who got cancer in the mouth, and now Joe Biden himself has prostate cancer. Do y'all realize y'all are y'all need to pass the torch to the next generation?
No,
Do
that's the
what?
goal. The whole no, that's the goal. The whole Congress needs to be with cancer. And if you're not cancer worthy, you don't need to be in Congress. That's the litmus test. If you ain't old enough to get cancer, you don't need to be in Congress. There we go.
And somebody else said somebody made a video about 2 months ago, and it started to make sense. The reason why the Democrats have an age problem is nothing to do with the younger crowd, right? It's
Mhm.
all about no. It has something to do with the younger crowd, but it's not. It's not about the policy. It's more about protecting. You know who I'm referring to. BB. It's all about protecting the state that BB runs
Mhm.
because the lobby controls American politics. So they know that us who are Generation Y, me, and you, Generation Y, millennials, whatever you call it, right? They
Mhm.
don't want us in power. They certainly don't want the Zoomers in power because those two generations don't give two flying fucks about that country over there.
They don't.
So they're staying long enough in power so that we be so they can just handpick somebody. Now Nancy Pelosi, she already got somebody handpicked when she goes, and that is Newsom. Newsom is her um in-law.
Oh
She want
wow.
Newsom to replace her when she leaves. Yeah, they already handpicked their own successors already. They're just waiting to die.
And
And so,
Newsom is dangerous because if you think about it, Newsom is like 1 second from being a Republican.
oh
And
yeah,
he's not what they think. He's not what they think he is. He's doing what he got to do to stay in California. But I saw
hmm
him do that. Who was that? He was it Charlie Kirk. He did the interview with. Who did he do that interview with?
yeah,
A conservative.
yeah. He was somebody's podcast the other day. I didn't really pay attention. pay
No,
attention.
it was like 4 months ago, but that shit was eye opening. He started agreeing with everything the person said. I said, "Whoa, Newsom is not who he presents himself to be."
Hmm.
But think about David Hogg.
Yeah.
That shit is deep if you look at it. David Hogg has put the work in. He's intelligent. He's white male. I mean, what more do you want? And he could be there for longevity. Instead of them doing what they normally do with white males, lifting them to grandiosity, right? What
Hmm.
is it so wrong about David Hogg? I think you're on point. I think David Hogg has not been bought and paid for by APAC. And they're
Right.
like, uh-uh. And not only that, what's dangerous? What's wrong with saying we're going to remove the Democrats that are not effective? How could that be wrong when this party is so toe up? But you're right. APAC has invested deeply in all these old white folk, and they are not about to have no young white male come out of nowhere and put challengers up against their APAC investments. They put millions and millions into these people, train these people to make sure they follow policies that are pro BB. And
Hmm.
for him to try to replace the pro BB people, oh nigga, you got to go. We don't care if you're white. We don't care if you're male. We finna break you all the way down. We finna destroy you from the bottom. Now what's crazy is how is James Carville, who's just trying to destroy him? He's another one. He's been bought and paid for by APAC. How he gonna come in at the end talking about why y'all trying to destroy him? Make your mind up. Make your mind up.
No. Okay. 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 Now, I'm gonna add a little layer because there is a reason why I do not like David Hogg. There is a reason why I don't like David Hogg, and
Okay.
I'm assuming because I'm going to be fair to Carville, right? Because I'm assuming because Carville is what, a Southerner, right?
Yeah. Louisiana.
Arkansas. I'm Texas. There's one thing we Southerners love, and that's that GUN. We love guns.
Oh wow.
So David Hogg is anti-gun. We pro-gun. So if David Hogg take with the Democratic Party, you already pushing out the men out, the men who are left over, who are pro-gun out.
Right. Right.
So
Okay.
that's why I don't like David Hogg, and I'm assuming that's why Carville is doing that, jumping on both sides of the fence, being wishy washy about Hogg. He wants Hogg, but Hogg don't like guns. So that's really being off putting to Carville.
I think that the Democratic Party is going to have to rethink their whole shit. They're going to have to start over from scratch. I suggest that there's a lot of like powerful minorities, and I'm not going to say they need to be progressive, but I think of people who really want shit to function need to start a third party. That's where I'm at right now, because the Democrats are stuck in their rut, and they're stuck in their APAC focus, and they're punks, and they're old as fuck, and they're dried up, and they're establishment. And I don't think there's no working within that. David Hogg and Jasmine and everybody else who actually wants America to function, I think it's going to have to be a new third party that is young. They're going to have to start a party for Generation Z. That's what I really think. That's the only thing
Mm,
that's going to be possible, and it ain't going to include Bernie. Bernie's all ass is about to croak too. Okay.
yeah. Jasmine. Now, Rue, Woo. I'm glad though you said that because yeah, I did saw Jasmine Crockett said this. She said Woo said Jasmine Crockett said the Democratic Party already picked a 2028 candidate, and she basically says he's white and he's male. The Democrats going to fall, is going to go back to the drawing board. And you know what? And she is, and I actually believe that. I actually believe that, and I even predicted that was going to happen because right now Kamala is about to run. She's about to run for governor or whatever the seat. You know, I believe though she's gonna run for governor. Her and AOC are gonna bloody themselves up on the campaign trail. And you're gonna have some white man come up in the picture as a savior. You gonna have this Puerto Rican woman and this half breed black woman going at it. You know, the East Coast versus the West Coast.
Oh wow.
You know, Jenny from the block. Come on, AOC versus that half breed Keisha from the West Coast. And guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna have a Southern white man. And I already know who that Southern white, and I think I know who that Southern white man is.
Dissent?
It's
No, you
there,
talking about for
right?
the Republican
On,
or
on,
Democrat?
on the Democratic side. I'm talking about in the Democratic primary. It's
Who you
already
think?
set. It's going to be Bashir. It's going to be Andy Bashir out of Kentucky. It's sitting right there. You know, the storm is in the making. He's from the South. He's from the Midwest. Nobody don't want nobody from the West Coast or the East Coast to run on the Democratic side. So Kamala and fucking ass AOC gonna sit there and they're gonna consume themselves like cancer. And all he had to do is sit there and look good. He comb his hair. Oh, I got good hair. I'm gonna comb my hair, and he was looking all pretty. Show them the white teeth and shit on the debate stage. That's all Andy Bashir is going to do. Yes, and Governor Bashir, he's going to be the nominee, or somebody like him is going to be the nominee. It might not
But
be him necessarily, but somebody like I'm talking about someone of that caliber is either going to be a Midwesterner or somebody from the South. And Andy Bashir, since Kentucky is a border state, is perfect. You know, all you have to do is sit there and
but
look good.
do you see how sad it is though that you can't even think of who's leadership in the Democratic Party? Like you can't even think of like there should be at least 4 or 5 people you say, oh, that could be a leader. That could definitely be a president. You know what I'm saying? You can't
Right.
even think of anybody. I mean, we just the Democratic Party is pushing down any possible like they're not gonna say push down, they oppress, just like David Hogg, they're gonna oppress any possible young people, new energy. They only want to pick among themselves. But you do understand that when we first started this country, well not we, but when this country was first started, they used to pass the presidency around. They used to pick among themselves as a group of elite white men. They get into a room and they'd be like, it's your turn. You want to be president? Sure, I'll be the president. That's how they did it. It wasn't always a group vote. Like,
The first 5 elections were that the first 5 elections
yeah,
was a seating arrangement. Oh,
yeah.
the person who I picked for Secretary of State is next president. That's how you used to be. Like, anybody who's Secretary of State is automatically the president. Yeah. That's how you used to do it.
Yeah, they have an election among elite white men, and it was a closed
Mm,
door situation. And they've been doing that. I mean, we had that happen here at the Georgia Capitol. They ended up arresting one of the congresswomen here at the state capitol because they had a closed door all white male meeting like they've been doing. And what is happening is now that the whole public can see this is a white men's club and everybody else is excluded. And no matter what happens, I mean, even Biden, they'd rather, you know what I'm saying, pick a sick, fucked up white man who's clearly out of his mind than say, okay, we're going to pick Kamala. Because you know damn well, Big J, they could have said, this dude is gone. Kamala, he needs to go ahead and step aside and let you're vice president. You're natural in line. You see what I'm saying?
mm,
That should have happened. But they value white maleness and worshiping white males. And this is where all these coups come from. They see the power. And so I do understand. I feel like it's disgusting, but there's a whole lot of black men that are realizing that the white male infrastructure is real, it's powerful, it's exclusionary, and it's automatic. And that's how come you have these men who are cooning. They've actually surrendered to white male patriarchy. And it's painful for them to actually stand up like you do, for other people to stand up and call it out. It's painful. So they just pretend to go along with the program. It's easier because they're cowards. They don't want to stand up. You know, a lot of black men don't want to stand up to white male patriarchy. That's why they go MAGA. It's easier to cheer on the bullshit than actually fight it. That's weakness. That's all it is.
uh,
MAGA is built on black males who have submitted to white male patriarchy because they're overwhelmed, they're afraid, and they think if they put their hand up, it'll be chopped off. So I cheer it and cry at the same time. That's what they're doing. It's sad. Cowardness.
The only black MAGA man I like is Ricky Manor. He said fuck Trump and fuck MAGA. Because when he saw them bring them South the white South Africans in, he said, oh, fuck Trump and fuck MAGA. Deuces.
I
You
don't
know.
think that man is MAGA. I think he's a conservative. I don't know what he claims, but you
You
see,
know, I'm gonna say something about it. I actually appreciate Ricky. Ricky is one of the few people on YouTube that actually helped me out.
mhm,
Remember my interview with Greg Marcel Dixon,
mhm,
the guy he ran against what's his name, Clyde Clyburn.
mhm.
That was Ricky emailing him to email me for the interview.
Okay, hold on.
That's
Ricky Manor is the one with the big beard.
yeah, the big beard. He had that Confederate flag in the background.
Oh, I'm getting him mixed up with that Tim guy. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Hmm.
Right. He was the one that emailed Marcel to email me for the interview because I've been trying to look for interviews. He actually helped me out. None of these niggas helped me out over here. None of these bitch ass niggas over here did. They, I'm people talking about people like Soul Provider. They think everything's a fucking joke. No, I'm trying to go somewhere. So that's why though you don't see me going hard on Ricky, even though I disagree with him. You don't see me going hard on Ricky because I appreciate
Yeah.
people who actually try to help me out.
Yeah, I
You
mean
know,
that's a personal connection. I got you.
yeah,
But I think that a lot of anybody who's calling themselves conservative in the last 8 years is probably full of shit. That's what I believe. So a lot of these people are cosplaying and they just trying to jump on the bandwagon and hide from their fears of white male patriarchy.
mm-hmm.
And there's a energy that's going through right now, and I think it's on its last leg. I think it was at 2075 or something. It's supposed to be like pretty much no white people on the planet left, something like that.
I,
And
I, I,
so,
I, I think white people are going to exist. I think what's happening. White people are going to be limited to a certain geographical location. They're not going to be eliminated.
I think
You
they're
know,
going to be eliminated, Big J.
no, I don't think so.
Yeah, they're 7% globally. They're 7%. And that means the rest of the world is 93%. That's going to be consumed in no time. Look at all this mixed race. Look at Generation Z and the one after that. They don't give a damn about white supremacy. Okay. They don't care about mixing with white. They don't care. And so even in Generation X, we're seeing a lot of that. And we're seeing it in millennials for sure. A lot of mixed race. Look at what was the name from the Prince Harry. He didn't want to marry him a black girl. You see what I'm saying? Even the royals at this point. And that next generation of royals, that's going to happen. White
No,
people, huh?
I do see a black royal in Denmark before I see the British be because that white woman went to Africa and got herself a white princess. I don't know if she was Sweden. It was either Sweden or Denmark. She got herself a black prince.
Well, we saw Prince Harry. His kids might look like they're white, but you've entered Negro blood into the so-called royal family. My point is that, especially like me, when I went to Paris, and my husband went to Paris, I asked him, "Did you see the same thing?" You go to Paris, there's no white people there. He
Hmm.
went to Spain. You don't see white people. They're becoming rare, and even in Europe, they're becoming rare. You can't
Yeah,
even find white people. So when Europe is the place where white people originally came from, and now that's being overtaken with all the minorities who are over procreating. I would say over because they're having 3 and 4 and 5 kids, and then the white women are not even having one. And not only that, you have white women, they are on a whole fucking revolt, okay? We don't know, everybody don't know that because maybe, people have to be around white people, but do you know 70% of all lesbians are white?
yeah, I
That's a
know,
huge, that's what I'm
I know.
saying.
I know.
White women
I've
are
been up on these
revolting.
college campuses. I've been on the college campus. I see them. I actually watch. Oh, shut up. Anyway, let me shut
Uh-oh.
up on that. Let me shut up on that. But yeah, I know.
What you watch? No,
Ain't what
never mind.
no, ain't
Nope.
what I watched is what I seen. It's
Oh,
what I
okay.
was invited to see.
Oh,
Ain't no TV screen. But anyway, the point is,
I got
yeah.
you.
So yeah, the point is though, yeah. I mean,
So between
it's
the white women's revolt, between their reproductive white women revolt, white
and
women
the
in the
Asian women.
feminism, and the
No,
Asian women,
and the Asian women revolt.
yeah, them too.
Yeah.
But Asia, other than Korea as and Japan, other than that, them people are still doing their thing, right? Other than
Hmm.
Korea and Japan, but
Right.
everybody in Asia is coming to, especially. And think about this: people have more incentive when you're an immigrant and you come to a westernized country. You're more incentivized because you have so much stability and access to have more children in a Western country. So they're overpopulating. These Arabs, these Africans, these Asians, they are overpopulated when they go to Europe. And then what happens is that next generation, they're having children with other immigrants. They're not having white on white children. This is the issue. This is why I'm sure by 2075, it won't be no white people left. And the white men are upset about it. They see the writing on the wall. The white men, a lot of this is response. This is white male patriarchy trying to reassert itself. All this what do you call it? Handmaid's tale bullshit they're doing. This is
Mm.
all white men acting up, trying to save their race. And there's no saving it. I'm sorry.
I disagree. I believe the white race will still exist. I believe the white
How
race will
big
still.
Jay? How in one generation, every 40 years, you was it 40 years? Is it 35, 40 years is a new generation. And if they're not procreating, where's that gonna be? We're in 2025 right now. Okay. So
Hmm.
that means that Generation Z, like Biden, is croaking. All these people are croaking. They're gone. Now we just dealing with Generation X for the most part. We got some boomers left, but for the most part, it's Generation X. We got to croak next. And how many kids did Generation X have? Whites. How many? Three, two kids? I'm talking about the whites in Generation X. How many? Most of them are
Two,
lesbians.
about two,
Two kids,
two or
okay?
three. Yeah, two kids at least. Yes.
Two, yeah, two kids.
And we barely even have one.
Exactly.
As millennials, we barely can just squeeze
Exactly.
out one kid out.
Yeah.
You know.
So the millennials don't even have one kid. And then sometimes the one kid that they fucking have is a mixed race kid or a non-black kid. My question is how many millennials are white and pumping out white children to replace all these other whites that are dying? Who's pumping out kids? Who's white pumping out white kids but Elon Musk? Who? Nobody. So now we got to go to Generation Z. Where are the white babies from Generation Z? They
A
are
bunch, a bunch,
transgenders,
a
huh?
bunch of okay. Those so-called white kids, they're a bunch of what is that actress on Sinners who played Mary on Sinners?
Who,
What
I
was
don't
that?
know her name. I don't know.
Yeah, her, right? I knew her as a child actress. I didn't know though she was part black. I thought that I thought she was always been a white kid. Who's that white kid? And then now she growing up, she playing Mary on Sinners. I'm like, I didn't know though, man. She was part black. So you gonna have those quote unquote false white. I call them.
Megan Merkel. Her mama black like me, but look at
Yeah,
Megan.
yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be
Like
a lot of mixed race.
like
Mhm.
you gonna have those. And I'm being comical with it. I ain't trying to be an asshole or racist about it. I'm just calling them false white, because they give out the appearance of being white when they're really they're passing as white. Yeah, I think they might exist, but I don't think the full blood white. But you're saying that the full blood white person will not exist. Is what though you were saying.
Yeah, and I mean, my question is, where do we see 20-year-old white women running around having two and three and four white children? Where's that at? Where's the 20-year-old white women having two, three, and four children? And who is actually producing in Generation Z and millennials?
Probably
Who's really reproducing?
Probably Utah and Wyoming. It's
Okay, but
probably yeah,
yeah,
that's the only reason I can say it, because Utah and Wyoming and
polygamy.
possibly because polygamy and who wants to live who in the fuck want to live in Utah anyway? Who want to live in Utah? Who wants to live in
People in California do not have children for the most part,
right,
right?
right,
In the East Coast, it's expensive. You can't. These people live, in these rat infested ass cities. They living out of closets, and the rent is just going up. And let's face it, the economy is pushing people towards no reproduction. The
right.
economy is pushing that.
And that's part of the reason why I don't have no kids. That's part of the reason why I
That's
don't
why I
have no
got
kids.
one. That's why I
You know,
got one. I can afford one.
shit. It's not like, oh, Big J, you some incel motherfucker. No, I ain't no good. I just like, what's the fucking point? I can't, you know, rent down here is what, $900, $950 and shit, and the pay. I'm looking at my paycheck like, what? Oh, okay, well, I can't deal with that.
Right. Where
With,
the
with,
child
with,
support gonna fit in on this, right?
well, I ain't, I'm more of a traditionalist. I'd rather marry the woman and shit, but yeah, but let's say even with the child support, I'm fucked.
Right.
Even if I'm married or not, I'm still fucked. You know, and I have a solution to it. I have a solution to increase the population, or have people create families, but
I
it
want
has
to
to
hear
do with,
that.
okay. I'm gonna use my home state, right? I'm gonna use my home state now. The reason why Texas is growing is because of people coming from California. People come from Illinois moving in here, right? That's that's why that's why Texas is booming, right? But there's not people there's no childbirths. What I'm saying, right? So the problem is because people are living on top of each other, like in Austin, like in San Antonio, right? If
Hmm.
you expand the population westward, where there's room, I think though people could have the ability to because the further you away from the population centers, I think most likely, and then there's access to water and access to other things. I think though people would have. I mean, if you create enough living space with access to water, I think though you would create you create the chance for families to be born. So if you create a system of reservoirs in West Texas, um, because like you know, and you put little towns around it, the population would boom. Just like how Austin, um, with Lake Ladybird. You go to Lake Ladybird in Austin. Lake Ladybird, is a man-made lake. That's why Austin boomed, because of that. So if you sit there and expand it, push the population outward, away from these wait from these urban areas, it's kind of like my idea. I have an idea for China. China has the same problem, right? I have always wanted to create a canal create a canal from the eastern part of Mongolia, the Mongols, to to that north part, to the Russian China border. I forgot that river name, right? And so that the Mongolias can trade Kashmir to internationally. You know what? Hold on. You know what? Let me stop on that. I'm being all nerd. I'm nerd the fuck
No,
out on
no,
that.
no. Look at what Man of Tomorrow just said.
He said Denver did the same thing. Now there's lots of mini Denvers around Denver.
Interesting.
hmm Yeah, I always believe
So
though.
so
If
what you say so what you're saying is expand, like create more burbs where people have affordable housing and the
right,
resources to sustain life.
right.
And it also sounds like you're going to also have to have industries that move out there to provide jobs because you can't live out in the middle of nowhere
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
without,
Yeah,
income.
right.
That may be a project. That may be a
Because
project. Sustainable, family friendly, you know,
because
burbs.
because like if you go anywhere west of San Antonio, ain't shit out there except for New Valley. And then you had to go 200 miles. You hit the Pecos. Ain't shit from the Pecos to Uvalde. It just empty. So why not just expand the population westward and create series of reservoirs that and put up a new power grid and
Hmm.
expand westward so that people can live affordable and so people can create families. You know,
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I mean, Africa deals with that too. They deal with everybody wanting to run to the capital city, and then they leave all of the space that's sustainable to humans, where families can live. They abandon all of that. It's called your brain drain. All your most intelligent people and everybody
right?
who wants to make money and be productive, all the productive and creative people run to the city, and they leave nothing but pretty much nobody who's doing anything special out in the rural areas. And so that is a problem when you concentrate everything completely around cities. And yeah, it is problematic because the cities don't attract. I'm not a big person on birth rates and shit. I don't really give a damn, but I understand there's an economic impact, and it makes the society go down. From my understanding, we don't got enough workers. You don't have enough population. Eventually, the whole system will collapse on itself. That's my understanding from what
And
they
and,
say.
and that's what the Koreans are doing. Koreans took took half of their government and put it because the plan was to take the federal government of Korea, South Korea, I'm talking about, and move it southward out of Seoul because
Mm,
like they said though if they move the capital out of Seoul, move it towards a few miles south, they thought okay, well since we're outside of Seoul because the problem is the same issue. Most people go to Seoul to work, and most of your universities in South Korea is in Seoul. So if
mhm.
you if you know and that's part of the reason why outside of the sexism and the misogyny that Koreans have, you at least would um create living conditions for people to have affordable housing so people won't live on top of one another. You know, people
Mhm.
want to live on top of one another where they have to be all they can't really be comfortable making babies. Or you know what I'm saying, or
Right.
that you know what I'm saying.
It's got to
You
be
know,
family friendly. Everything has to be conducive,
right?
and that's the thing right now. We always switching parties all the time, so there's nobody. See, like at least China has a central government that never changes. So the vision and the mission is simple and plain, and China is always clear and focused. I'm nerdy too, so I watched this whole damn documentary and did a bunch of research on some shit that don't got nothing to do with me. But China has something called a Great Green Wall, and in 1978, they began planning exactly what we're talking about now. That's
Mm-hmm.
funny that you're
Mm-hmm.
saying that. They began planning and saying, how do we get water systems? How do we get greenery? We got this fucking Gobi Desert that's forever expanding. And this is like a traumatic problem because we have 25% of the dry, unusable land right here of the globe here in China. What are we going to do? How do we reforest the fucking desert? And they spent 1978, and now it's actually fucking functional. They've got a train going through it. And they've got people doing industry. They're growing fruit out there. They're growing food, grapes, all kinds of shit. And they pushed the desert back. It took a lot of money and a lot of time. But who do we have in our government? MOT, I don't know if you're busy, but I would love to hear more about the Denver and how you created more Denvers and reproduced the country. Because I mean, not a country, but cities like that. I would be interested to know more. if you have time. But that's something that we have to have forward vision, forward thinking. And how do we do that, as a country? Having one mind. When you got a motherfucker like Donald Trump who's over here fucking up and making stupid mistakes, he doesn't have any vision for the future. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get rich now, and his ass is old, and he's white, and he's fucking up. And that's what they
Hmm.
do. They fuck up, and they give their money to their family, and then white male patriarchy goes on and croaks, just like Biden. You fuck up and croak.
But anyway, but speaking about this China thing, right?
Uh
Because
huh.
any city north of China, that northeast part of China, that population is dropping. I don't know if you
Hmm.
noticed that population is
Hmm.
dropping. People are dying. People are leaving. They're going to the southern part of China. What's that city in southern part of China? They're
Shenzhen,
going
maybe Shenzhen.
Shenzhen, Cheyenne. Where I forgot the city. So
I thought
so
Shenzhen.
so there's something like that. I forgot. I've got the name of that city. Well,
It's a
anyway,
bunch of
er,
them. It's a bunch of
yeah.
them.
So everybody leaving the northeast side. Northeast side used to be booming for 500 years. It's been booming. So now all of a sudden, all the people left, and now all of a sudden going to the southern part of China. So I think though, what needs to happen is, and because there is a river that forms a border with Russia, and it loops around. I think if they would have created a canal, team up with the the Mongols, create like a artificial bay, and just, since their population is dropping, and they need resources too, and I like to call it as the Kashmir uh canal, because we here in the West, we love cashmere sweaters. Well, I wear cashmere. All right, I wear cashmere. So, and women love cashmere. But anyway, so we wear cashmere sweaters that over here, right? So if we create a cashmere uh, uh canal, create a trade route, China will boom, Mongolia will boom, Eastern Russia will boom too, and possibly Japan and the two Koreas will also boom. Everybody would make money. You see where I'm going at?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I'm being out there being a nerd on this.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I
I'm being
mean,
a.
it's just interesting. It's interesting to see how different governments deal with the brain drain,
Mm,
and the loss of population.
right.
But having a government that fucking knows is half the battle, right? But when you have governments that's shutting down anybody that does research and tracks things, how can you know? How can you know what's the forward thinking? What do we need to be doing next? How do we address these problems? And I think that's the thing that the fascism that you were talking about, that's my concern with the dumbing down of America. Right now, the
Mm,
FDA is fucking useless, right? So we're gonna have a whole nobody's prepared, but we're gonna have a whole bunch of people trying to get rich that they understand how vulnerable the FDA is. Nobody's checking anything. There's no quality control. You're gonna have people misrepresenting foods and drugs and vitamins and supplements. It's about to be a wild, wild west out here, and nobody's at the fucking wheel. This is the problem right now in America.
and I say I'm again. Here is me being a nerd again. Like I don't know if you watch my series on my version of reparations. Now I don't believe in the whole cutting you self a check, cut me a check. When every time I hear people talk about reparations for slavery, I cringe. I cringe very hard because I cringe so hard that I become anti at this point, right? Because on how people are talking about it. But my issue, well, the way I would have solved reparations is I would have created an infrastructure bank that's primarily goes to the black areas in America, right? I mean,
Okay, hold on, wait a minute. So do you think that black people are owed reparations?
oh yes, oh yes. Oh yes, it's just that the argument,
Hold on,
the
wait. I got to ask you a
argument,
couple of questions. Hold on, I want to ask a couple of questions. I want to get clear. So you do believe we're owed it? Do you think we
yes,
should pursue it? Do you think we should pursue it?
it better be a good ass formula. It better be a good ass plan.
Okay, you think it's worth pursuing? That's what you're
Yes,
saying.
it's worth pursuing, but it
And
better
do you? And
be.
last question. Hold on, Big J. Last question. Do you think the white man is actually going to give some Negroes reparations?
No, not, and that's
Hell
why.
no. Hell
No,
no.
no, no, no,
I wouldn't even
no.
waste no time on it. Fuck it. That's
Right,
me.
right,
Go ahead.
right.
I'm listening.
But
I'm
I'm just
listening.
talking about. I'm talking about if I was in charge, right?
Okay.
If I was in
But this is just a
charge,
hypothetical.
yeah,
Hypothetical.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's a hypothetical, right?
Okay.
Uh, because I would, it would be like a 4 pillar plan, right? It would, and it would be going in independent of one another, except for two of them. But I would create an infrastructure bank for one. Something akin to the Bank of the United States. You remember the Bank of the United States during the early days of America, right? Where, well, anyway, it'd be based upon that. Um, and every end of the year, it would create a baby bond. For each black baby being born, they get $5,000. Uh, I would do that. Now I would now that's on the state side, right? The other side, I would create a black or a freeman's what do you mean call it, a stock exchange, where all the black businesses are in a several stocks exchange. That's pillar number two. Now, what I would do on the international front, right? Because the argument is, okay, slavery, white man bought black slaves from these black Africans, and ooh, I would create something like a reverse um, Atlantic trade. It wouldn't be Atlantic slave trade, but Atlantic, where like we trick where because though I'll create something like a Atlantic diaspora, a trans diaspora trade zone, economic zone. America, Brazil, Canada. Well, I'll start off with the English speaking countries first. I'll take America, Britain, and Canada, which has slaves, which has the lineage. Then I would have uh, countries like Liberia, Sierra Leone, Zambia, South Africa, the English speaking countries first. I'll expand it later on, but I'm just talking about for the you know
Big
create an
J,
economic zone.
Big J, you do realize that the white folks. I hear your ideas, but you
Mhm.
do realize the white folks just don't care about us like that. They're not really apologetic. They really don't feel bad. I'm just saying. That's the
Well,
reality we gotta realize that these white folks are not sorry. They don't care. And they're looking at it like you Negroes can't even prove who you are. You can't prove you're from slavery. So forget about it. Move on. That's their attitude. Liberals too. Have
I,
you
I,
ever
I,
seen?
I
Go ahead.
get it. I get it, but I'm just talking about the high hypothetical on how I would set it up, right? How I would set up every country that has a huge black diaspora,
Yeah,
and
I see.
create
I
a
see your hype.
central
I see,
trade zone.
Big J. Big J. I see your hypothetical, but what I'm telling you is your hypothetical is depending on all the white people globally to care about slavery, to care about black people, and feel that they had done us wrong. Your hypothetical is based on that. That's all I was saying. But go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying how do I would have done it. I mean, I think though. Uh, you know what? You're right. You're right. You're right. I just I'm being too rose colored on my idea of a black African diaspora trade zone. Connecting everybody who's connecting countries that have a huge black population. That's not African. So I
Yeah.
just
You sound like Marcus Garvey.
and I'm not even Garveyite. I'm not even Garveyite. But yeah, I was thinking of a trade zone, an economic trade zone.
Yeah, and white people are not invested in us right now. If you think about the lay of the land right now, it's like white people are scrambling and struggling, trying to figure out how to take their country back. That's why we got this move to the far right. That shit is
Yeah,
real. White men are screaming to the top of their lungs, "Save white male patriarchy." That's the only thing
yeah,
they're trying to hear right now. That's it.
yeah,
Anything
yeah,
other than save white male patriarchy, they ain't with it. They ain't
yeah.
with it.
Like they won't grandpa's country back, and
Right.
grandpa sold their asses out, and that's one thing I agree with Ty City on. Grandpa sold it out in 1985. The white their white grandpa sold them out for Chinese goods. So they gave the Chinese debt. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's so all that took all their corporations to China and China's debt. You know,
Well, I want to add a layer on to that about the whole grandpa's country. One of the problems that the white man is finding out right now is that when we say grandpa's country, that's a certain group of white men. Those are the
mm,
ones who had resources and they got into America to win it. A lot of white men, this is where MAGA comes in. A lot of the white men think that they're part of grandpa's world. They're not. You're
no,
poor white trash. You're poor white trash. And nobody ever liked you or cared about you. And that's the part they're missing. And they're waking up right now. And so I love the fact that Trump has his autocrat, his autocrats, and he has his oligarchs. I love it because what's starting to happen is we're starting to see people like Elon and the white men who own everything. We're starting to see them clearly that they are the elite. He's pointing out we're rich, we run shit, we are the white male patriarchy, we are the power structure, and we run shit. The rest of
mm,
y'all white men, all you can do is eat what little crumbs I throw at your direction if I feel like it. He's setting a new tone, and I would say he's giving them an economic reality that no education in America could have ever given them. He's
uh, uh,
educating them very quickly that you're not shit and your white male privilege don't matter to me. Go ahead, I'm listening.
May May May. I don't know. I don't know. You remember a live stream I did about a few months ago when I used that movie called Executive Action. Remember that movie Executive Action about the conspiracy to assassinate JFK? And I
Okay, I
played a
missed
part of
that
that.
one. I missed that one, but I'm
Okay,
listening.
okay. After I'm done, I'm gonna send you the video, and I'm going to timestamp you the movie. The movie's on YouTube, right? It's free on
Hmm.
YouTube. This movie was made in 1971, right? There was a
Hmm.
scene where Burt Lancaster was the assassin. He was the guy who was planning the assassination, and he was talking with all these white men in his boardroom. We were talking about, listen, we got to get rid of, the problem is black liberation got to be halted, and we got to, the black population going to boom, the Hispanic population going to boom, and we got to get rid of the poverty-prone whites. They're in the way to progress. If I seen you that movie was made in 1971, and and and,
Wow.
and I'm looking at it today. Man, I saw that movie. I was like, damn. Woo! That shit. I said, damn, that movie made in the 70s, and that shit is true today. What Trump is doing, and you got these white trailer parks. Oh, Trump, man, we love Trump. No, Trump ain't for you. Y'all love Trump because he's the closest. Because Trump acts like a trailer park trash. But the only difference is he got money and you don't.
Right.
And y'all dreaming that you gonna stand one day you gonna stand shoulder to shoulder with him. Now I'm gonna say something. I'm in Texas, right? every time I go to a Trump supporter's house, I ain't even talking about the rich guys, the business owners. I know what they're about. They're about making money. If you go to these poor white people who support Trump, look at them. No teeth in their mouth. They're looking raggedy. They look dirty and shit. And then they thought, okay, I'm better than you, black man.
Right. That's the story. That's the lie they've been told. I
I
got
got
this
more
book
than they
called
do, huh?
I got a book called 400 Years of History of Whites in America, and it's called Poor White Trash. That book is a must read, and it shows that the lower class whites from the beginning have been the pawn of America, and always will be. If you are white and you're working class or poor, and you read that shit, it will make your blood boil. It will make you see everything in America different. But white folks who are poor, they don't read and they don't know their history. There is a history to poor white Americans, and they don't know their own history. If they did, it would change the whole political landscape of this country. It absolutely would. They have always been a pawn, Big J. And the problem is they're so ignorant and they're so stupid. Most of them are from rural schools.
Mm-hmm.
They have teachers who are barely making the grade, and most of them don't have real motivation. And quiet as it's kept, there's a lot of, let's keep it real, in education. There's a lot of, you're a white male, we're just going to make you pass. Nobody wants to talk about that. They always talk
Mm-hmm.
about black kids in the city don't have scores. Well, you know what? You guys in the rural areas, y'all are passing white males because they're white males, and y'all want them to move on because all they're going to do is high school. So a lot of these white males are illiterate. And that's you see that when they did the trucker, talking about you got to have a literacy test for truckers. Guess how many white males is nervous and shit? They like, oh shit, can I pass a literacy test? Them people in the rural areas are very undereducated. They cannot read. They're not capable. They can't think at all. So they're done. They are fucking done. And they're so stupid that all they can do is repeat talking points. But guess what? Trump got something for him. Because when he cut that Medicaid, most of them are on Medicaid. Most of them are on food stamps. They're working. A lot of them are working. Them checks and all their disability and veterans and stuff, they're cutting all of it. He is about to cut poor white men. He about to cut their
Ooh,
throats. He about to cut their
ooh,
throats.
ooh, and you gonna see the great nationality. And speaking about how the poor whites always envy the blacks, right? Envy us. I'm gonna use two. I'm gonna use no. Scratch that. Scratch that. Scratch that. One of my favorite. I wouldn't say favorite, but one of my interesting historical figures is Andrew Johnson. Andrew Johnson, the man who became president after Lincoln was shot, right? He always had been that everybody called him a mud still. If you watch that movie, there's an old movie called Tennessee Johnson that's talked about his life. So the white people, Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, and them used to call him white trash. Yes, Abraham Lincoln used to call Andrew Johnson, his vice president, white trash. If you watch the movie, right? So
Uh-huh.
the point was, you're lower than the nigger. That's why when he became president, he was reversing what Abraham Lincoln was doing when he became president. Because even when his speech, what he told, because he told Frederick Douglass, y'all might if I let y'all have one step more, if I allowed y'all have if I let y'all go, y'all have more power than me, and I'm a dirty white man. I listen. You know what? There is a book called uh the life and it was a book on Andrew Johnson talking about the rebel president, and man, he talking about the competition between the lower class whites, because Andrew Johnson never went to school, and he was
Wow.
always jealous of black people, even his own slave. Even
Right,
his
right.
own slave. He has a slave named what's his name? His slave was was James Johnson, because the slave was named after him. The slave was more educated than he was.
Big J.
He was just a
It's
dad. Yeah.
Big J.
Yeah.
It's about to be a mad awakening among poor whites.
Mhm.
And trust me, they are different. They are definitely different than regular white people, regular middle class white people. The poor white trash of America is a different breed. And I think they instinctually know that they're low, they're very low. I think they know they're the pawn. They instinctually know it because they always want to tap into that whiteness, that male patriarchy. They want it so bad. That's why they're the biggest racists. They have been trying so hard to figure out what is it about me that all these Negroes and these Asians and these immigrants have more than me. They know it. Trust me, they know it.
Right.
And that's
Right.
why they're the loudest ones right now. They're the loudest ones because they know they're other. They don't want to talk about it and they don't have enough power to talk about it. And it was interesting the other day because I was listening to Nick Fuentes and he had a whole string where he talked about poor white trash. And he said, all of y'all who are poor white trash, I wish you just stop following me. He was like, because all of y'all are dumb. Y'all just keep saying stupid shit like, yay for the KKK. He's like, I don't need you guys. You guys are dumb. He called them dumb nuts or numb nuts or some shit.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
just went in. He was like, you guys stink. You're ugly. You're uneducated. You say stupid shit. You don't even know who your kids are. I mean, he would, you got to watch it. He is, I mean, he is violently telling white people who are poor, you ain't shit. And you don't have regular white people or upper class white people who even address them. They use them like MAGA is using them. You know what I'm saying? But the Great Awakening is right around the corner. It is right around the corner. These white men are about to have their ass handed to them. These poor white men, it's about to be on. And what you think they're going to do about it? When they start losing their little farms, losing their houses, they're going to
War.
start shooting shit.
War.
They're going to
War.
yeah, they're
War.
going to start shooting shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. But it already started. It's already started because there was a second kid that was trying to knock Trump off about a few months ago. And I'm gonna use YouTube as an example, right? Now, I got white people watching my channel, right?
Hmm.
And they don't come on the panel as much, right? But they
Hmm.
know me because I'm on their channels, right? But they will refuse to talk to white people like Grace and Ben. Grace and Ben are white trash, right? Uh,
Yeah.
Angry Snowman, another white trash. And I try to tell, I was on Brown Ellie last night telling these niggas, y'all got to stop allowing Ben and Grace and Angry Snowman on your own panels. And here's the killer. I'm watching Truism the other day, right?
Oh
Truism
Lord.
Blue, right? Why y'all you got Angry Snowman over there. But the problem I have with this is this dynamic. Y'all supposed to be these uppity Negroes who think you're better than other black people. And yes, some
Let
people,
me let
what?
me
Huh?
stop you there. Let me stop you there real
Okay,
quick.
okay,
Let me
okay.
stop you there
Stop.
real quick. Let me do some clarification. Let me do some clarification right there. They are a bunch of men who are not patriarchs who have not arrived in America. I'm gonna be keep it real. I've been over there. So I
Mhm.
saw these guys are not achieved, they're not educated, they're not particularly talented, gifted, they're not winning in America. Let's start from there. There is no fluency or anything like that happening over there. These dudes are working class black guys, and they think that if they can talk like they're elite white men, which is not what white elite men talk about. They
Mhm.
believe that that gives them some authority and it makes them feel good. This is a feel good channel. I'm not accomplished as a black man. I'm substandard. I don't have a lot going on. I don't have employment. I don't have education. I don't have business. I don't have industry. I don't have anything except maybe a poor white trash woman. Okay,
Uh-oh.
bottom of the
Uh-oh.
barrel. That's all I got. I'm just saying that's what's going on
Mm.
now.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm
I
going to
get it.
talk a good game and try to fool people by talking like in the ways that I think white elite males would talk. White elite males don't talk about black people. They don't care about black people. They care about money. and everybody's a pawn to them, no matter what color you are. See, that's the difference.
Facts.
They don't actually know. They don't actually know anything about white male elitism. They're just trying to imitate what they believe. But I just want to set that. Go ahead. I just want
Right,
to
right.
set you straight that this is black. Basically, that's black trash over there.
It
You're
don't
dealing with black trash over there. Okay.
it don't let me get on Clue.
Clue.
Yeah, don't let me get on Clue because man, I got on Clue over the weekend because what I saw who Clue was talking to, and I ain't talking about his wife. I'm talking the other white woman. And y'all gonna try to fuck a white woman who did a Nazi salute, and y'all fucked her after she did the Nazi salute. You know what? I got the photograph. I'll leave that alone. I saw that shit. I said, no, I don't want to see more. I don't want to see no more of that shit. But anyway, here's the point,
But,
right?
but Big J, what you got over there is you got a black trash mixing with white trash. That's what it's supposed to be. Black
Right,
trash and white
right.
trash is the same shit.
Yeah, but here is the dynamic of it, right? Let's talk about the dynamic. The SYSBM niggas over there, right? They thought, okay, I got me a white bitch. Therefore, because I got me a white bitch, therefore, though, I'm better than rest of you niggas because you niggas got black B words and bitches, right? I'm talking about, I'm using their terminology, right? So you supposed to be above every other black person because you got a white woman. Well, you got Angry Snowman sitting right here. Yo, you chopping up with him. You see yourself as equal to Angry Snowman. You see
They do.
yourself equal to Ben and Grace, right?
Yeah, they do.
But the thing is, Ben and Grace are being kicked out of white areas, and Angry Snowman been kicked out of white YouTube because they
Yeah,
looked down upon him.
black trash mixed with white trash. Makes sense. Yeah.
So they're on the low pole. These niggas think though they're going up, which they really are not. And everybody knows though these are white. These three white people I'm mentioning, they're going down. And they thinking, oh, we're equal. I'm looking at them like y'all don't. I'm laughing at that. I'm laughing at the dynamic of the
It is
thought
funny.
process of the
It is funny.
SYSBM niggas.
It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah,
It's funny as fuck.
yeah, it's funny
Why
to
you think?
watch.
Why you think I was over there? Why you think I was over there? I'm laughing at that shit the whole time.
Yeah, I'm just
I
sitting there
found them
like,
hilarious. And I used to tell the white guys on there, I'd be like, you know, you pour white trash, right? I tell them to their face, you know, you pour white
yeah,
trash.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, if you think you really run something, you don't run shit.
you bringing that white. No. I'm about to go off on that bitch name. What's that white bitch over there? Uh, what's her name?
Amazing Alice.
Alice. Oh yeah, Alice.
Oh Lord.
Big J tried to have sex with me. You dumb bitch.
I got
Listen,
a kick out of Alice. Alice is so degenerate. And that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. That's why it's funny because they put her on the pedestal. And I'm like, this woman, you could tell she can't read on the third grade level. This woman doesn't even speak standard fucking English. She actually told a story of how she went and her family called themselves buying some house in the hood. And then they fuck around and couldn't afford it and got evicted. You didn't went to the hood. And then she saw about she got beat up by all the black people and they dogged them out in the community. And then they still couldn't even afford to live among the black poor people. I was like, girl, you should have kept that damn story to yourself. And that's who they pedestalize. And trust me, all the women that they claim they're with is when I say ghetto hood, real white trash, baby. Okay, you see nobody ain't providing no receipts about these pedestalized white women they speak of. Ain't nobody providing no receipts. There's a motherfucking reason. Okay.
What really made me what really made them my fucking enemy is what happened on Teapot and Queen Sunkiss was around during this point, right? So they was over here talking about black women twerking. Oh, it was evil. Black women twerking. Black women ain't shit. Black women ain't shit. Woo, 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 right? So I went to Alice's not Facebook, her YouTube channel,
Right.
and I picked out the picture, and that's why though she created that narrative that I was trying to fuck her though. So So I went to her YouTube channel, and I picked up that photo of her gyrating, right? So I put it right back in KSC's face. Okay, KSC. So if it's evil,
SKC.
SKC, who I'm talking about, yeah. So I said, okay, SKC. So if it's wrong for black women to twerk, then is it wrong for this white woman right here? And I show Alice's, on all fours. Is this wrong too? Them niggas ignored completely what the fuck I said and went right back trying to cook. No, be honest. If this, she's not twerking. Yeah, but guess what she's doing though? If twerking is sexualized, then what she's doing is sexualizing too. So what's the difference?
You know what? I think that they are trying to just find something, anything to keep black women's names in their mouths because they have an obsession about black women. I think a lot of these guys, like I said, when you're black trash, I'm not talking about working class black, right? Or working poor. When you're black trash and you really don't have nothing to offer nobody, and the only thing you can attract is some baby mama, poor white trash, rural women, and put that on the pedestal, you're angry because you actually do like Keisha. You'll notice, like, for example, Clue, he doesn't necessarily talk bad about black women, really, 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 but he's present. But what you'll notice is that even just online, Clue is all up in black women's business. He
Mm-hmm.
likes being around black women. He goes to black female panels. He goes to bomb chairs. He can be around black women. He comes to my channel and wants to talk to me all the time. He loves Mahogany. He said, I love you, Mahogany. They have a love. Clue is a little bit more honest. Truism is obsessed about black women. Because let me tell you what his channel would look like if he really, really believed the white woman was all that. Let me tell you what his channel would look like. His channel would have white women he would be interviewing, right? He would have a
Mm-hmm.
panel full of white women, and he'd be talking about white women, featuring white women. He'd have them talking about how good homemakers are, how submissive they are, how they love black men. He'd have them testifying about the greatness of black men who love white women. If he really loved white women, he would be showing white women. He would have videos and clips about white women. He would be celebrating white women. If he really loved white women and pedestalized them, if it was real, if it was authentic, that's what his channel would look. It would be full of white women. It would just be about honoring and worshiping white women. If he actually thought white women was all that, that's what his channel would look like. That's not what
Mm-hmm.
his channel looked like. What does he spend all his time talking about? Tell me, Big J.
The daggles did
Black
this, the
women.
daggles, yeah,
He calls
yeah,
them daggles, but he loves to
yeah,
talk about black
right,
women.
right.
If we just look at this man logically, take all the emotion out of it. He spends all his energy speaking about this, whether it's good or bad. It's energy towards black women. He eats, sleeps, and breathes black women. He worships black women. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. Your focus is black women. That tells me everything I need to know. You have an obsession about black women. Now, what is the reason you have an obsession? You want one because you have a white woman. So why
Right.
aren't you talking about white women? You are free. You're not warning nobody. Because if you
I
was warning
asked him.
somebody, if you was warning white black men, you would be showcasing the grandiosity, the greatness of the virginal white beauty. If you loved white women, you thought white women were all that, you would focus all your energy on white women. He refuses to do that. That nigga love black women. He want a Keisha so bad, that shit coming through his veins. You hear
Uh
me?
oh, Gen Z said he's bored of his white wife. I ain't
What
going in
happened?
that.
What did he say?
I ain't saying it.
Oh, what did he
I
say?
ain't.
Let me
He
see.
said. Gen Z said he's bored of his white wife. I ain't going there. Ooh,
I would
ooh.
say he never wanted a white wife. I say he took what he could get. That's what I'll say. He took what he could get or what he could afford. You got to understand the quality now. We talked about white trash. We got to understand what white trash is. You get what you can afford, don't you? And all quality is
Mm-hmm.
not the same. It's not the
Right.
fucking same. I spoke on that many times. I am angry with my cousins. I have male cousins who are from rural Georgia, and the white women are ugly. They're fat, they're uneducated, they got other children by other black men. Most of these black men are signing up for women who are baby mamas to other black men and they playing stepdaddy. They're not going to tell you that on your platform. You understand? They're not going to tell you that she's uneducated or she's a criminal or she's got a bad background. They're not going to tell you none of the background of this woman. Their whole family's on meth. They're not going to tell you none of that. This
They
is the quality of the white women they signing up for. They got bad skin, they stink, they ugly, they're poor white trash, they living out in rural places coming from bad families, full of crack and meth and all kind of shit. They are not finna get on their platform and tell you that. But that's the reality of SYSBM. That's it.
mm, mm, mm,
Where the receipts,
mm.
Big J? Where the motherfucking receipts? Where they
That's
at?
like that's like a what's the name though? The guy with that Hispanic Hispanic chick. What's his name? I try to remember his name. He got his ass divorced. Oh yeah, man, black women ain't shit. Black women ain't shit. He got with the Latino woman. This woman turned right back around, divorced his ass, and took half his shit. I forgot that nigga's name.
Women are women. Women are
Yeah, I
women,
know.
Big J. You know that. Women are women.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
these motherfuckers is trying to use women. That's sad too. That means you're gynocentric. You think women are the center of your world. You think that women
yeah.
make you a man. You think the value of you as a black male derives in your ability to female whiteness. That says a lot about you. You're a gynocrat.
I'm
You think
trying to
that
remember.
women determine your value as a man. So you are straight gynocrat. So that's a problem in and of itself for a woman to tell you your status. If I got a white
That's
woman,
his
I'm
name.
high. If I have a black woman, I'm low. That's a problem.
That's his name. Pablo
Who?
Escobar. I don't know if you remember
Oh,
Pablo. I don't know if you remember Pablo. Yeah, Pablo
I
talking
do.
about
I
yeah.
do.
Okay,
Hmm.
yeah, you remember? Okay, black women ain't shit. He be telling this for years over
Right.
there. Oh, black women ain't shit. He be on SKCs and he be up on that bitch nigga Teapot's channel. Teapot's a bitch. Anyway, um. Yeah, talking about yeah. Fuck all these black bras. Yuck, 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 yuck. And then though he put his photograph of this Latino woman. Oh yeah, this is better than Keisha. This is better than Boo Keisha and Quack Keisha and Tim Keisha. All that shit, right? Turn right back around. This woman went ahead and took half his shit and divorced his ass. Well,
That's what happens. These women don't respect it. They'll date you if you're fetishizing them for their color. They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. Just like Shannon Sharp. When you fetishize women for their color, they're gonna get you. They know you're ripe for the taking, and they're gonna take it. You set yourself up when you are fetishized. When you let somebody know, I love white women. They like, hell yeah, I'm gonna drag your ass. They're not gonna tell you, but that's what's
and,
gonna happen. They're gonna
and
drag you.
them white women don't not see I'm glad though I never, even though I dealt in the snow, I never really thought white was right and white was all right and shit, right? Because I see niggas who thought that, oh, I'm gonna go to a white chick, that's gonna elevate me on a social class. Nigga, she ain't gonna respect you for doing that shit. No woman, no white woman in her right mind is going to allow your black ass to get with her, and she's going to respect you on the basis on you with her because she is white. She's not going to respect that.
No, they won't. They don't respect it. And see, that's the thing. Behind the scenes, we really don't know how these men who call themselves SYSBM, we really don't know how they're getting treated. We don't know. They might be a bitch in the home. She might be telling me she might be the motherfucking general.
Mm, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We don't know. They get on the internet and they pretend they're patriarchs and they in charge and all that. That could be a whole fucking act. That white woman probably already know I'm at an elevated state, nigga. I'm better than you, and I'm gonna use your ass and do whatever I need to do, and you ain't shit. And they
right,
treat them like that. They might
right.
treat them like shit behind the scenes. Look at how that girl was doing. I'm sure when Shannon Sharp go out in public and they look at that little 19-year-old girl and she acting all sweet and demure and shit like that, I am sure that everybody thinks he's the man. He's in
Hey,
charge. He's this, he's that.
mate,
Huh?
go ahead and talk. I'll be right back in 2 minutes. Go ahead and talk.
Okay, okay, sure. But y'all, I bet you Shannon Sharp He got the look, right? He a black male. He walking around with the white girl. He looking like, oh yeah, I got me a prize. Look at me. She's all sweet. Oh baby, sweetie, honey. She's doing all of that. That's the show. That's the show. That's for the ones willing to put on the show for you, right? And everybody's looking at that and they're like, oh, he got him a young white girl. He this, he that. But what they don't realize is that she's making him pay. They don't realize that she's telling him basically to have access to me. For you to have access to me, you're gonna have to give me $25,000 per butt cheek. Oh, you want me to come out there? You're gonna have to pay, Negro. She's letting him know that he's not on her level. He has to pay the piper. If you was equal and you respected him, why are you making him pay? You telling me race ain't part of that? You telling me that she don't recognize that she is the prize as a white female, a young white female? She knows she's better than him in her mind. She knows that she's got the upper hand. She's the one with the power and the control. She knows it. There's no submission or any of that. That's a game. It's a look. It's a play for the money. Women are not stupid. So she's using her white young femaleness and weaponizing it behind the scenes. And now it's not behind the scenes. Now it's for everybody to see. Everybody can see the game now. And the last person to see the game is who? Who the last person to see the game, y'all? That black man who was worshiping white femaleness. He the last one to see the game. And that's how it go. That's how it go. And you see these you hear these clips and you see how she's taking power and control in these clips. She's not yelling, she's not rude, but she's taking power, control, and money in these clips. And the last person to know they've been played is Shannon Sharp. But it's public now, so all of the abuse and shit he was dealing with, the demeaning shit he was dealing with behind the scenes, now the whole world gets to see how it works when you do race, you do this whole pedestalization of white women. She about to drag him. She taking down everything he ever had. And Cat Williams said it. Cat Williams said it.
I think okay, I'm back. So
Okay.
I think when it comes to Shannon, I think Shannon been craving white women when he was young, and he been told no. Well, obviously he's been told no all the time, right? I mean, society's telling him no. His mama, daddy probably tell him no, right? And he's telling himself no. So I think though when he first got the taste of it, he just went buck wild. You know how when you've been denied things for so long, and then when you finally got it, you just go crazy. That's what I think
Absolutely.
happened to Shannon. That's what I
Yeah.
think happened to Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
He,
And
he,
it
he
was
went
part of his look. It was a social look. It was like, ooh, look at me. I got to be the man. So it was a social class thing too. I've arrived. Yeah, for sure.
right. She was a status symbol. The white girl was a
Yeah.
status symbol, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think though. Let me say it like this: you got to be crazy, right, to think that she's a status symbol when there's a huge target on your back. I'm talking about as a black man who went into the snow. I'm gonna tell you, you put a target on your back if you with her. By somebody's putting a target on your back, you know,
But
because
I
you
think
with
I
her.
think I think they
And,
think their money. I think their money is a great equalizer. I think that's the problem. You think I got money, so I'm different. Like you said, I'm OJ. I'm not black. I'm
right,
OJ.
right, right,
My
right,
money means something. No, it don't. No, it don't.
right.
Still nigga. Still nigga. Okay. But yeah,
Well,
SYSMB. I mean, I think them brothers they're just lost. You know what I'm saying? I think that they were not able to accomplish things as men. Okay, as men. And I'm not talking about just black men who date or married a black woman. I mean, a white woman or other, and they just go on about their life. I'm talking about men who actually make it their life's mission to promote this interracialness because it makes you better than somebody. Those people, that's what I'm talking about.
yeah,
Those
yeah.
people who think it means something, it doesn't mean anything. It's two humans that are married. That's all it means. But
Hmm.
when you add more to it and you start saying, oh, I'm better than and supremacy, promoting white supremacy and all this type of shit, when you start doing that, All you're doing is basically saying, I, as a man, have not accomplished anything. I'm not particularly special in and of myself as a man. I don't have anything. I'm not never going to be nothing. I feel powerless. And in order for me to feel better about myself, I have to promote somebody else who makes me look like something else. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Without
Uh,
this white woman, I ain't shit, basically.
mhm, right. That's why though I call them coon sexuals. I call them coon
Mm.
sexuals because you're cooning based upon who you having sex with. You're not coon. You know, I call the pink pill coon sexuals. I call the divestors coon sexuals. I call the women who follow that. Well, I ain't gonna say his name. You know what I'm talking about. I call them coon sexuals for the same reasons. Because you're only dating out not just because you're looking for love and shit or whatever. You're doing that shit to slam somebody else down.
Yep. And speaking on divestors, let me say that same shit. A divestor is no different than an SYSMB. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
And we're honest, most of those black women, from what I've seen, they are imitating what they think is middle class or upper middle class. Most of them are imitating that. They're talking in that weird ass white woman voice, and they're trying to act like and put all that stupid ass wigs and hair on, trying to imitate white women. They are pitiful because most of them chicks are black trash. Most of them are black ghetto. Particularly that one. I don't know. You saw her. She ended up. They found her on OnlyFans or in the porn, and she had jizz all over her face. She was a divester. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
oh, 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 oh. You found that Discord, huh? Oh, man, you know what? Let me shut up on that.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't find no Discord, but
Oh.
she became very public, Big J. That they was like, ooh, look at this divester. She thinks she all that, but she's over here doing something where she getting on her knees. I forgot what it's called, but it's something where all these white men jizz on your face and then they
uh, uh,
publish
uh,
it in
uh, uh,
pornography.
uh, you talking about what's that website?
Right.
What's that website? And I'm gonna talk about that website. I'm gonna talk about that website in a minute
Well,
because
they found her on there. They found her on there, and it was
ghetto
like,
gagger.
ooh,
Yeah, yeah, get
ghetto gaggers. They found out she was a ghetto gagger. Now you're supposed to be so elevated, and you're supposed to be so this and so that, and you're so much better than black men. But look at what you're doing. Look at how you carry yourself. Now I went to her website and I looked at her blog and I went through it. Oh my God, this chick is so ghetto. She been through foster care. She been through all kinds of stuff. She had like drugs in her family, and she went from house to house. And so what you'll find
mm,
out, I'm gonna make my point real quick. What you're gonna find out when you look at these divestors, they are self-hating, poor black trash, mostly just like the SYSMB. They're the same thing. They come from ghetto, bad, poor, and being poor is not the problem. It's the degeneracy that you had in your family background. They come from bad families, bad circumstances, bad communities, undereducated, and they are fucked up. They're fucked up in the head. So they think if I can get close to whiteness, I can undo all of the beginnings of my life and where I come from. This is really what's going on. If I can make myself as white as possible, then I can undo all this ghetto. This is really what's going on. So these divestors, you'll find that most of them are dark, and
oh,
there's nothing wrong with being dark, but most of
you're
them are
right.
dark. So yeah, they're dark. And a lot of them have strong features. And I'm just going to be honest, Truism is dark and he has strong features. He has very strong African features, more than even what I would call African features, right? He's got
Hmm.
some very, 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 very strong features. Okay. I can't emphasize very enough. Okay. He is as far from whiteness as you can get when it comes to his looks. Okay. And that's how the divestors are. They all have this in common. They're dark, they got strong features, and a lot of them, it means some light skin ones, there might be some, but a lot of them, they are coming from really fucked up backgrounds and a lot of poverty and a lot of degeneracy. And this is why they chasing whiteness. This is why. And the divestors are also very fat. A lot of them are fat, a lot of them are black, and a lot of them are unattractive. If we're honest, if we're honest.
Mm, if I would have said that, everybody would say I would hate hating black women. 'Cause I notice it. I notice it. I mean, for the past years, when I noticed when Kristen Karazan was talking to the women, somehow women, you see, no, to choose no character over color, blah blah blah. I'm looking at the women over there. I'm like, these
Right.
women are not going to get that man, the type of man that they're looking for. They're
No,
not.
they're not. Not the one they want. No. They'd have to
No.
get their equal. They'd have to get their equal in blackness. And
Right.
their equal in blackness is not what they want. And that's the same thing for the SYSBM. The equal that they could get in blackness, they looking like, oh shit, that's Taquisha. Not Keisha, but Taquisha. Okay. And Taquisha got 4 kids by 4 different men. This is who I can get. These are the only
Mm,
black women that actually entertain me. This is the black woman who's on Section 8 and she got food stamps and she wears them bedroom shoes in the grocery store and she has a wig on that's been through the lawnmower. This is who I can get.
right. And it's kind of like the late great David Carroll. Now you wasn't here when David Carroll was alive, but he always ended the video saying that white skin removes all sins and imperfections.
Ooh, deep.
Yeah, and you know what? Talking to David Carroll used to cuss me out a lot. That nigga used to roast me a lot. Every time I used to email him. I say, hey man, I want that rabbit hole series. Oh man, you shine ass nigga, you monkey, you ape. He be man. But speaking about David Carroll, right, and speaking about ghetto gaggers, I'm watching. I'm on Pornhub, right? Ghetto gaggers came on. I said, uh-oh. So I'm watching it, right? And I'm hearing a familiar voice. And this is the reason why I said you niggas might need to shut the fuck up with that SBE shit. So I'm watching ghetto gaggers. I'm seeing old girl. She getting spitted on, shitted on,
Ooh,
pissed on,
uh-oh.
all of that shit, right? And I'm looking at the TV screen in the background at this shit. Everybody focus on the sex, right? The sex shit, right? But I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at the TV screen. You know who I see on the TV screen? David
Mm-mm.
Carroll, Queasy 100. I see Tommy Sotomayor, and I'm seeing their voices being heard. The black bitch ain't shit. This black bitch ain't shit. And then you have these white dudes having sex with these black women while black YouTubers are in the background being heard that the black woman ain't shit. That's one of my main reasons why I got a problem with people like Miss Fantastic and these niggas who want SBE all the time. Everybody getting paid except for y'all. Just all them
Mm-mm.
white dudes made all that money off of y'all. I saw that shit. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna email you. If I ever find that video again, they're about 2-3 videos. If I ever find those videos again, I'll send it to
Mhm.
you. And you be like, this voice in the background is familiar. And it was Tommy. I'm like, y'all don't see? I'm watching the video. Wait a minute. This black girl is getting the black girl in the video. She's being disrespected, and then by a bunch of white men, right? They're pissing on her and shit, right? So I'm watching that,
Mhm.
and then I'm hearing I'm hearing David Carroll's voice. I'm hearing these niggas online who you see. These niggas, these white boys watch our videos and then they make porn videos where the voices are in it on it.
Wow.
If I
Mm-mm.
find it, I show the only people on black YouTube who talked about it was David Carroll and what's the name on that? What's that website that closed down of a few years ago? Free speech Avenger. I forgot that nigga's name. That nigga's a nut job. I'm trying to remember his name. Um um some of y'all Oh well, ain't nobody here. Brian Salage. Yes. Thank you, Brian Salage. Brian Salage. Instead of getting mad, Brian Salage is gonna sit there. Well, I'm gonna go over there and interview old boy. I'm gonna interview the guy though who owns that website.
Well, I think at the end of the day, between the investors and SYSBM, I personally, I think that if they were actually accomplished, if they had the status they wanted to have, if they'd actually invested well in themselves, I think they'd have high self-esteem and they would
Mm,
think that they were valuable and they were useful, they were productive. If they had all that going for them, I have a feeling they wouldn't even be involved in this whole rhetoric because it's just rhetoric.
right.
You don't see any receipts behind any of it. You
It,
don't see it. You know what I'm saying? People say, "Oh, well, I'm not going to show stuff on the internet." No, you don't show stuff because you can't. You can't. You can't show. You can't show yourself living in a home as a patriarch that you have bought for yourself, that you worked for, a nice home, something to really be proud of that you built in a nice community. You can't show that. You can't show your cars and the lifestyle that you have. I'm just saying, like, so for example, Tariq Nasheed, he shows his, right? You see a
mm,
lot of his life. They can't do that. There's no receipts. Think about, is there any SYSBM that actually shows themselves as this great patriarch who's built, can they take you into their businesses? Can they show you
uh-oh.
some industry that they've taken over, that they're a leader? That they compete. Can they show you how they compete among white men? How white
Uh-oh.
men respect them and they network with wealthy white men? Can they show you any of that? Can they show you contracts where white men bring them in as equals? Right? That's what they should be using their channels for instead of talking about black women. They should be showcasing how this white woman walked them into a hierarchy they didn't have access to. They're not showing you that because they're with
Right.
poor white trash. They're sure, you know
Mm,
what I'm saying? Show me your Mercedes, show me your Lexus, show me your Lamborghini, show all of this stuff that you have that's so great about you that you built, and now you just happen to have a white woman. Show all of that. Show us the industry, the businesses, show us the brick and mortar, show us how many white men you employ. Can you show us how many white men you give jobs to? How many employees you have? Can you show us that? You can't show anything.
right.
All you have is hollering and screaming about twerking. You see how childish it is?
Right.
Are you
Mm,
at the golf course? Are you at a country club? Right? Do you have white caddies? Do you have a white maid? Do you have
mm,
servants? What level are you really functioning on? Or are you in a trailer park? Or you in an old ass house? I'm just saying that maybe somebody else gave you. Okay?
at least
Or your wife family, your wife
be
family
proud of
gave you.
what you inherited.
Did you inherit anything? Do you
Right.
even know your daddy? See, we got to go deeper. Do you even know your? I bet you a lot of these SYM, SBM dudes, they don't know their fathers. And that's why they're mad with they're angry because of the poverty their mothers had, raising them alone. They don't want to tell you they grew up on food stamps. They don't want to tell you that they was around drugs. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole negative culture of poverty for a lot of these SYSBM guys. And that's why they so mad. Because they grew up, if it wasn't for food stamps, they would have starved as children. These guys that are SYSBM, they are not upper crust. They are not middle class. They are the bottom of the barrel black trash. I'm telling you. That's why they partner with poor white trash. This is why. These white women they dealing with, they cannot show you what they look like. Where are the receipts, y'all? I'm asking, where are the receipts? Where is the educated Becky? That comes from her father went to Harvard. Where's he at? Where's she at? Where is the father-in-law and the family pictures? Where's that? The upper class white family that accepted your black ass. Where are those family pictures? Where are the wedding pictures at? Do you have weddings? I'm just saying. You feel me, Big
Mm.
J?
Yeah. I feel you.
Where
I
the
feel you.
receipts? Where the receipts? Where the
It-
motherfucking
it-
receipts?
and they will run away from those when those types of questions, right? And Matt the bus driver, he always put out videos showing the images of a black boys with, you know, with their white female prom dates, right? He said, "Oh man, we winning," and I'm like, you niggas are very creepy. So you're fantasizing a teenage boy, a teenage black boy, hugging up on his white is white prom date, and y'all thinking that's a win, that's a flex. I just like, I find that creepy. It was about time some people told, it's about time the people who was in those pictures telling Mad Bus Driver to stop putting the pictures up on YouTube. Stop using their pictures on YouTube and shit.
Okay, so Mad Bus Driver is somebody who worships white women. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying? I don't know who
yeah,
he.
yeah.
Oh, poor baby, poor baby.
Yeah. But these are white teenagers. Remind you, these are white female teenagers being hugged up with black boys, right? And
Uh
they're at prom. You know how people do the prom picture. You
huh.
know, yeah. So yeah. Gen Z said Matt Buster has a collection of pictures that look like CCP. Yeah,
What's CP?
yeah. Well,
Oh, no, never mind, never mind, never mind. I got it, I got it. I just figured it out.
yeah. So I'm sitting there looking at these photos, right? And I'm like, nigga, you a creep. You know, like, and then the shit, how he be talking on his channel. Oh, here we go. Oh man, we over here hugged up. Yeah, man. You know what, brothers? We winning, brothers. We winning. Like,
So
and
a
I'm
prom is
glad.
winning, a
Yeah,
dance. Okay,
Going
okay.
to promise to win. Okay,
Going for
okay.
a dance for one night. All right.
And I'm like, Mad Bus Driver, you've been on YouTube the same as me, nigga. You're 40, okay? You in your 40s now. You in your 30s and 40s now. You're looking at other people's high school prom picture. You think that's a flex? I went to prom
Okay.
with a white woman, and
Right. It's just a dance, and it's high school. What difference does it make? And what does it? You see, but let's go back. Let's look at the psychology behind that. So we have a man in his 40s worrying about prom. That right there, just that by itself. You got a man in his 40s who's concerned about prom. Doesn't that sound like somebody we know?
a Sidian.
Okay. So we got a trend here. We got a lot of black men who are wishing that I'm not talking about all black men. I want to say that I'm talking about these online weirdo dudes. They
Mm-hmm.
are struggling with the fact that most of these men who are on here complaining, they're struggling with their own past. They're struggling with their own insecurities about who they have been and what they were born into. That's a fact. They're still reliving their past, and they come online with all that baggage. That's why therapy is necessary. You came from a bad circumstance as a child, family and community, all of that shit. You turn 18, you got choices, and you're not able to make better choices. So you're not satisfied with the life you're living right now. You should be focused on yourself, promoting yourself, what you're doing. But instead, you're worrying about you're worried about some black boy in his high school prom with a white girl. What does that say about a 40-year-old black man? You're 40 years old, and this is what you're concerned about. Some other boy, notice boy, underage child, dating a white female who is also underage. You're 40, and that's your concern. That tells you a lot. Are you adulting? Are you adulting?
Right. It's like the and then they live in vicariously because
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting
yeah,
at.
it was sad to watch this shit because Mad Bus Driver do this shit, right? He go, oh, it takes. I don't know how. I think though he goes on Facebook or Instagram, and he find these photos, and he sit there and did this.
Big J, hello.
Okay, I'm putting you on trial with receipts on when you're about your 40. You know who this is. Okay. Well, I don't know who you are. And therefore, since it's my channel, you know, you got
Who's
an
that?
option. I don't know. I don't know who this person
Pull
is.
up. Pull up.
Yeah. So
Pull your ass up.
here is, I'm gonna give this person a chance. He got two options: hit the panel, or I'm gonna give him about what now. It's 8:14 a.m. where I'm at. So I'm gonna give him the 8:20. I'm gonna give him the 8:20 to make this decision to hit the panel or anyway.
It's a
So
coward. It's a coward.
yeah,
They ain't gonna do
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
Little
Put me
troll
on,
coward. And
trying to
see, the
put me
thing
on
is, if you're
trial.
gonna be, the thing is this: if you're gonna be a troll, commit to your shit. Be a troll that'll pull up. I respect that. If you're gonna troll, be willing to pull up. You can't troll and be scary and be a coward. Pull your ass up. You got so much to say. We'll listen to you. Pull your ass up.
Mm, mm, yeah. So I give him the 8:20. He got about five minutes
You giving
now.
them too long. Oh, you giving them too long. Mm-mm.
But you know why? Niggas in this space is slow. They're very slow. So you have to you have to allow this shit to marinate.
Oh,
Because
okay.
the
Let it
words,
sink
the
in.
vocabulary. Yeah. Well, I got to marinate for them niggas to make a decision. But anyway, where was we at? Right? It's I don't where was we at? Cause we was on
You was
something
talking
important.
about how you worried about um looking at a child living vicariously through their prom.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because I'm trying to figure out. Right. How did he get all these photographs of these black boys with these white girls? Right. Because he had there was one picture he had. It was like a team. Right.
Hmm.
This is the man you told Queen hates your guts. The trial will be on a neutral channel this weekend.
What do you say?
Yeah, he said this is the man you told Queen hates your guts.
I don't know who that is. What's he talking about?
Yeah. Who is he? Who is he? I ain't pulling up. I
I
ain't
don't know what
pulling
he's
up.
talking about. It's cowardly. Don't pay that no
Yeah,
attention. People who are
yeah,
cowards and they
yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
pull up. They cowards. These cowards, they don't even need to pay them no attention. They make up shit, lying. They can't stand on anything they're saying. So they just in the chat writing bullshit, trying to stir people up. They won't pull up though. That's the only thing. If you don't pull up, you're just not really about that life. You're not really.
Right.
You just saying something to get some attention. That's what trolls do.
And notice something. I want you to notice something though.
Just
Why
block
is
them.
it
That's stupid. Just block them.
why is it every time I'm having a peaceful conversation, these niggas got to show up and try to disrupt? Now I'm not on their channel. They're mad
Is
at
it
me being
somebody?
on their channel.
Is it somebody we was just talking about that got
No,
offended?
no. Oh. He said the name in the chat room. He said the name in the chat room.
Let me see. Chat room.
He said the person's name in the chat room.
I don't know who that is.
Right,
I never heard of that
right,
person. Do
exactly.
you know? Do you know that person?
I know who that person is, but the thing is, I don't got time to talk to boomers. I don't got time to talk.
Oh, he old. Oh, he old. Just fuck him,
Yeah,
man. He's
yeah,
old.
yeah,
Fuck him.
yeah, yeah. I don't got time talking to old niggas. All right, I don't got time to talk to y'all.
He ain't
Y'all,
got nothing to
you
say.
know, yeah, you got nothing to say. You trying to do all that? Yo, man, you young nigga ain't no, nigga.
Richard, go get you a job, nigga. Get you some money for your retirement. You need to prepare for you to get you some dentures so you ain't got to walk around here like a city. Y'all worry about the wrong shit. Richard, get a life. You need to get you another job, and you got time to sit around and troll on the internet. Get you a job. Get you something to do with yourself, Richard. Lame ass. Pull up so I can cuss you out. I don't even
This
know
is
you. I cuss you
man
out just for
you
being
told
stupid.
Queen hey so good.
Who's that? Hey, girl.
Hello, everything post on Alexa and quality, even the trolls.
Huh?
What you reading? What are
I'm
you
reading
reading,
the
girl?
chat.
Oh.
What y'all talking about?
Yeah, we was dragging the mad bus driver at SYSBM. We was dragging him.
We were talking about truism ass earlier. But yeah, go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, I find it sad though that a man can get on Facebook or Instagram or whatever the case might be and find all these these interracial couples who are in high school and try to live vicariously through them. I'm just like, nigga, you a creep.
You know
And
they
this is
told him to
creepy.
stop using their photos, right?
Right, I know. Yeah. I already told her. Yeah. The family people. They
Oh
told him to stop.
wow.
Yeah. They told him to stop that shit. That shit's creepy.
That was bad judgment anyway. That's bad judgment. You featuring children. That's crazy.
Well, they like
Right.
it
He must
young,
he
but then they feel like their ideology is spreading to the younger generations.
They even said though I'm SYSBM. They even told me I was. I'm like, nigga, no, I'm not. Oh man, nigga, yo, nigga, man, cause you uh you got Caroline on your channel. And
SYSBM is mostly SYSBM. Let's look at it this way. SYSBM is a place for male gynocrats who see women as the center of their world
the
to
Stargate.
establish
Yeah.
to establish themselves as better than because they promote white supremacy and they pedestalize poor white trash.
The
That is
only
essentially what they are. Okay.
the only SYSBM person I respect is Santos Clutch. Santos preached what the fuck. He preached it and he went on about his business. You don't see Santos get on YouTube talking about that black woman ain't shit. He be talking about when he go on YouTube, he talking about some other shit. He's the only person out of the SYSBM camp that actually said, hey, I see him, I don't see him. I
But
ain't gonna
why
talk.
but why does the status of a woman define your greatness as a man? We got to look
Uh,
at that part. That's weak.
yeah,
The
it
status
is.
of a woman that you was affiliated with, and we just saying affiliated because people get divorced all the time. So once she gone, then what that mean? You ain't shit again.
Right.
These
Vita,
niggas dumb.
Well, Byron Daniels got him a white woman, and look at him. He a big old politician, and he running for governor now. So there
yeah,
you go.
yeah. Like he got himself a Stargate. He got himself a Stargate, y'all. Yeah, they be calling white women the
He ain't
Stargate.
doing nothing no other black man couldn't do. Okay, he's not doing that supernatural. That ain't that nobody else can do. That's what's crazy. They don't have no receipts. That's why, like I said, until them motherfuckers come up with some major receipts, it ain't nobody impressed. It's just talk. It's just self hate. It's lame. They ain't doing nothing special. They can't produce not one receipt of
Well,
this
I wish
gorgeous,
they leave
amazing
me
baby.
alone. See,
Huh. Say what?
I said they need to leave me alone. I don't understand it. This shit weird. Go get you a white woman and harass her. Leave me alone.
No, they supposed to platform white women and
Oh, I
talk to
didn't.
white women and
So
feature
get
white
out,
women.
BJ. They been typing messages on my website.
Hmm.
Yeah, don't they got a white woman somewhere they talk about? Why they bothering me?
Queen. If they was really about that life, if they really thought white was all that, I was telling Big J, they would be having white women all panels, right?
They do.
The-
They
no,
have them.
no, I don't.
Well,
Uh-uh.
I
No.
don't
I'm
know. I ain't
talking.
been over there in a long time, so she
I'm
might have
talking
changed.
about you would have nothing but white women on your panels constantly. You would be featuring and focused completely on the greatness of white women. It would be full of white women in your chat. You see what I'm saying? White women on your panels. All your content would be white women and how lovely they are. You would be
Yeah.
interviewing white women. This is if you was really SYSBM, you was really focused on these white women that are so great and pedestalized. Your whole channel would be nothing but one big white woman worship. That's not what they doing though.
No,
That's
that
not
ain't
what
what
they
they
doing.
doing.
Right.
Uh,
Because
That's
it's
not what they doing.
bullshit.
okay,
It's
okay,
bullshit.
okay. So we're 4 minutes past the time for this person not to pull up. So you know what the penalty is, right?
Who's
You
supposed
know
to
Uh-oh.
what the
pull up?
penalty is, right? Okay. Let me show you. Let me show you, Queen, what this person said. Right. This is the
This is
man you told Queen hate your guts. The trial will be on a neutral channel this weekend.
what trial?
Yeah.
Another one?
What trial? Yeah. Yeah. And
Oh
and, and then this
Lord.
nigga and then this nigga said, I'm putting you on trial with receipts about your 68-year-old ass. You know who this is.
Oh,
Like,
he
nigga,
said you 68 years old.
yeah, saying I'm 68. Now, there's some women on YouTube who met me in real life. They know I ain't no 67-year-old man. Shit,
But
I'm
look at
very
that queen.
youthful. Huh?
Look at that
What?
queen. He says, we asked, who are you? Why you a coward? He wrote in somebody named Richard Connolly. You know that name?
Yeah, I know who Richard Connolly is, but Richard don't be under no troll account. That's weird.
He's claiming he's Richard Connolly.
I mean, it's possible, but I don't think so.
Did you
I
tell
ain't never
Richard
know.
that you hate? Did you tell Richard that you hate his guts or some shit?
He said Big J told him that he hate his goods, but
Oh,
uh,
okay.
I don't know. Richard and Big J be fighting all the time, but I don't know Richard to use no troll account. So hell, I don't know. This YouTube ain't
Well,
no
I've
telling
never
what you
seen
do.
Richard over here. I've never seen him in the chat.
Richard be in the bushes. Watch.
Well, maybe he
It
got tired of being in the bushes, so he made this account so he thought he wouldn't get blocked. Maybe.
might be. I don't know, girl. I don't know. This is YouTube. He might. Him and Big J fight all the time. They don't like each other for whatever
Mm,
Why he
reason.
don't pull up? Why don't he pull up?
yeah, he won't.
Richard don't get no panels. He don't get on no panels, but
Well, he should
I
shut his damn old ass mouth then. Just shut
The
yeah
up.
the
he
Just
did.
shut up.
He
the
did
only
make
time.
that video to Leonard. You remember that, Big J?
Oh yeah, yeah,
And that was some good shit. That was some good shit. But yeah, Richard don't hit
I,
no
I,
panel.
the last time I saw Rich on a panel was on John the Analyst. That the first and only time I saw him on over there.
Yeah, that's about the only person panel I've ever seen him on.
Yeah,
But
But
he
he
made a
don't
fuck,
talk.
comment.
I
He
don't
made a
fuck
comment on
fucking
your
Richard.
channel. He
Yeah,
made
he
a comment on
comments
your
on my
channel not
channel
long
all the
ago,
time.
didn't he? Oh,
He
okay.
make a
So yeah.
comment over there. I mean, he not like regularly there, but it depends on what I'm talking about. If I say something that make him want to speak, he'll say something.
Okay.
But if I'm saying something with anything go on
Take it.
with Big J, if it's a big enough story, he gonna leave a comment.
So Richard is a fan of both of y'all. Just be a fan,
Well,
Richard.
okay, so Richard, I don't know. I met Richard over there at John the Analyst channel. Now I knew him and Big J didn't get along for whatever reason, but I didn't know why. Um, Big Richard paid John $200 to boot me out and take my rich.
What? Richard did that?
Yeah, Richard paid John $200 to put a bounty on my
What's wrong
and
with Richard? He angry.
so
You sitting
Richard
over there in a he's sitting over there in a dark room jacking off all day. He angry. What's wrong with you,
Richard
Richard?
got a nice house actually. He showed us that house when he was roasting Leonard ass.
No, that house. No. When he was roasting uh, what's his name?
Leonard.
G Lowry. We roasted
Oh,
G Lowry. That one, I said, nigga, why were you sitting on the bed with your legs crossed, bro? I
What
just,
him
now
having a
that
nice
picture
house got to do
was
with him
funny.
sitting in a dark room jacking off? What him got to having a nice house got to do with that? You can still be in a nice house jacking your shit alone in the dark, angry.
Well, that damn picture was funny, Big J. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, man. Man, we clown the shit out of Richard over that photo. He's on that bed. He's on that bed with his legs crossed. Like, nigga, why? That
Was
doesn't
he looking
even
like
look
Kevin
right.
Samuels? Was he looking like Kevin Samuels, y'all?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. He's kind of like Kevin Samuels with more muscle.
Damn.
Yeah, with more
Yeah,
muscular.
he got more muscles. But
Yeah. Yeah, he's very athletic and shit. He's very athletic, you know. But
that
but
shit
I'm
was
looking.
hilarious.
It was hilarious. I'm like, bro, why would you show that to another man? Come on, man.
Mm,
That shit was
he
funny
might
though.
be playing for the rainbow. Who knows?
That shit was
Crossing
funny.
his
He said,
legs.
man, I lift weights. Do you lift weights and all that shit? I exercise. Do you?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you doing all that shit. And then he over here have his legs crossed on that bed. I bust out laughing at that shit. Like, bro, you didn't fully
Most
let that one out, dude. Did you?
most of them gays, most of them gays are gym rats though. Most of them gays,
Oh,
they're really into the gym.
oh shit.
Ain't nothing wrong with being gay, Richard. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Just come on out. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I ain't said a
Be
word.
yourself. Be
I ain't
yourself,
said a
Richard.
word. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Be yourself.
I'm not going after Richard. I ain't going after Richard.
Be,
I ain't trying to beef with Richard.
he talking shit to you. What you mean you ain't going after him? He
I ain't
talking
trying to
shit.
fight. I ain't trying to fight no old man.
I like the
I ain't
scrap.
trying. I ain't trying to fight some man that could be my daddy's age. Hell no.
Okay, we're
I
gonna
don't
leave him
got time
alone.
for that
We're gonna
shit.
leave granddaddy. We're gonna leave granddaddy Richard alone, man. Let him sit over there with his gums.
Shit, it's already bad enough. I got a fucking retard trying to come after me. Shit.
That man still
He,
bothering you.
Talking about the
who?
soldier and the preacher. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Nigga, he talking about this nigga talk about, yeah, man, I was in such and such city in Oklahoma and I went to a charity event. Nigga, I write policy. What the fuck you talking about? I'm a nerd. I actually write policy. I'm a fucking nerd. Okay? I'll be up in here researching papers, writing papers on how to, I already explained to May already. If I was in charge, how would I do reparations and how would I rebuild the Chinese economy and shit?
The
All
Chinese
that.
economy.
Yeah. I was telling May
The Chinese economy.
no, because I was thinking about creating a canal, create a canal from the Mongol area, Mongolia. I can't even pronounce the word now, y'all. I'll
Queen,
fuck that
honestly,
word
he
up.
would have to have a whole stream to explain because it's very detailed and it's
Yeah,
about the environment and all this other layers of society and economic and planning and government.
Oh,
It's
I'm
a
pretty
lot.
sure. Because that's how he get down.
Yeah, it's a lot.
yeah. It was a lot. You like, yeah, I talk about shit like that. Oh, man, but you're a preacher and I'm a soldier and I went to a charity event. That's all. I'm. Nigga, shut the fuck up. You don't know nothing, nigga. Go, the Senator Bland law of Texas. I helped wrote that before the current mayor of Houston gutted it. Mayor Whitmore gutted the motherfucker. Shit, the fuck you talking about? You know
Big J,
nothing,
let me
nigga.
ask you.
You
Let me
know
ask you something.
nothing.
Why do you think you stir people up so much, Big J? What is it about you? Because everybody on YouTube, Black YouTube, they be talking and they got to put your name in something. I ain't never seen a stream where they don't bring you up. What is it about you, Big J, that everybody got your name in their mouth? I want to know.
I want to know about that too.
You don't know.
I'm being serious. I really want to know about that too because what happened on Brown Ellie's channel? Why was my name brought up over there? I ain't said a fucking word. Yeah, that fat 100-pound nigga can't put my name in his mouth.
I already explained this to y'all. The video is called The Cycles of Social Dysfunction, Alienation, Attention, and I forgot what the other one was.
I'm talking
But
about
yeah.
specifically Big J, though. You know what I'm
It's the
saying?
same
Why
thing.
do they?
He don't talk to them. He don't like them. They feel alienated.
Okay.
No,
Damn.
but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. I think it's deep. It's deeper than that. But because I'm trying to figure it out because I don't want the niggas around me. I
They upset.
look down. I look down on these shines. So I'm still trying to figure out is because for one, I'm assuming it's see. And I said this to Pierre the other day. I don't know if they see something they see something in me that I don't see in myself. Do they see something in me that I don't see in myself? And I keep on asking that question. Is there something about me that they see in me that I don't see? Because they keep on doing this whole ass shit, right? And then I don't know. I
But Big
just
J, let me teach. Put Big J to your credit. Not everything is negative about you. You know what I'm saying? It's just that your name is constantly coming up. People might mention you, so I'm not saying like every time your name is said, it's like some bullshit. I'm saying I really be in the stream where somebody doesn't mention your name. That's all. I'm
mm,
not saying they talking shit. I'm just
right.
saying your name is constantly coming up. Some reference to Big J. I have rarely seen a stream where your name don't come up. That's all I can tell you. No matter where I go in Black YouTube,
Right. Right. I don't
maybe they
know.
jealous of that shit. They could be jealous of that. They could be jealous
Maybe
because you know. Hmm?
maybe if I hadn't dated that girl, I don't know. I just I don't know. I don't know. I think ever since though I dated old girl off of here that's when it just became constant bullshit.
But people don't necessarily know about that. You know what I'm saying? They don't necessarily know that. It could just be the way that you garner attention, and it's also you have your own authentic voice. And I think there's a lot of this. I'm attracted to you because I feel like you have a lot of different facets to your personality, and you're open about it. And like you
Hmm.
express anger, you express, like the other day you was feeling bad about bomb. You know what I'm saying? You actually have like you're a living, breathing black man who expresses himself. And I think that there's something authentic and cool about it. And I think there's a lot of dudes that can't do that. They can't show or display anything because maybe some of them avoid a personality. I don't know. But you have an ability to attract women of whatever type around you and men, but particularly women. There's a lot of men who can't get any women to even listen to anything they have to say. And I think that's something that might be a little bit jealousy or envy, and you don't have to pander. You don't. In my opinion, I don't like pandering men. I don't. I get the hell
Nah.
on. You don't pander to women. You know what I'm saying? And so you're able to attract women to your channel and keep women and sustain women to your channel, and you're not pandering. Half the time, you're not talking about no women anyway. You know?
Right. 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 For the most part, I ain't talking about women at all. I mean, I be talking about. If I'm
Right.
talking about women, it's more of an abstract type of like societal level shit. But like women as a group or as a whole or as an individual, no. I'm talking about
Yeah.
yeah.
And you don't pander because you don't act like ooh, all women. They're like Sharon does. He act like women are like no women can do anything wrong. You have a way of getting in women's asses when they do shit, and it's just what it is. You're not gonna sit there and
Mm,
cater to it, pander to it. You're gonna call it out. You treat women like humans.
right. Right. Yeah.
Like I
We just
know
talking.
Sexy Red, Sexy Red been getting that work for a minute. Not to bring her
Shit.
up, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I be shit. Oh, and thank y'all for on that Discord server kicking ass off the I did Discord, by the way. For you niggas who listening, who's on that Discord server, thank you for kicking her ass out that Discord. Yeah, I said it. Now,
What was she in there doing?
doing that same old hoe ass shit. They kick your ass out that Discord, man. She try to pop in that Discord server. Kick the ass up out of there.
Oh,
Shit.
I'm not in there, and I don't want to be because I think that's them dudes' space. But
So,
I just like the show. I just want to just listen to the show. I'm good. But they say it's popping, Big J. They say it's going off in there, huh?
woo, man, yo, Yo, that whole damn thing with Mr. Fantastic and using that chat GT with a chat PT no GPT, and he was trying to use that on black women, trying to use that shit was funny as fuck. Everybody on that Discord server laughing at that shit. Niggas were laughing at that
Wow.
shit, and he couldn't even get calculations right. Fantastic couldn't get the calculations right either. How many black women are fat in America? Well, if you use the sauce and then you divide it by 2, and I was like, nigga,
He sound like
really?
another depressed. He sound like another depressed male gynocrat. That's what they are. Depressed
Yeah, he
male
is.
gynocrat. That's all. These niggas is depressed, Big J. They depressed. That's
Mm.
why they doing all
Oh,
this crying and complaining.
oh yeah. He Vito talked that new canals being built in Iraq. Yeah. Because historically that dam in northern Iraq has always been crumbling because what the sand, not the sand, because the soil that the dam is built on has always had been brittle. Yeah. I know about. Yeah, I'm in the in infrastructure and shit too. I look at shit like that, you know. But
Mhm.
anyway, where was we at? Yeah,
Big J,
Mr.
Big J, I
Fantastic be
got a
saying this.
question though.
Go ahead,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
go
Go ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead,
No, I was going to
I want
change
to
the
hear it.
subject. Okay. Well, I just have a quick question, real quick, about. I needed to ask you because I know you know the answer. I don't know the answer, and I couldn't probably find this answer. I was watching. I guess it was C-SPAN the other day. They were at 10 Downing Street, and you know the room they're in for Congress or whatever in the UK. You know how it's designed, and each side is on its own side. They stand up and sit down and all that shit. And they're
Mhm.
speaking on Gaza. There is one man who stays at the podium. I want to know what is his title. He keeps responding no matter which side says anything. I'm thinking he's the speaker. They keep calling him Sir Speaker.
Yeah,
But why is
the speaker of the House. He's the speaker of the House. The speaker of the part. The speaker of the House. Yes.
okay? So why is he the only one responding? And who is he responding on behalf of? The prime minister. Who is he representing? What is he doing?
No. He represent the crown, and he's
The
also
crown.
he was elected as a member of parliament. But so like they picked him to be speaker. So what he does, he try to have a fair debate. So like okay, if the prime minister and the member of the opposition going at it, right? The people who are asking the prime minister, they don't ask him directly. They ask the speaker. So and then the speaker tell the prime minister, "Are you going to answer?" So the answer is back to the speaker.
So the
It's
speaker. So the
like
speaker is representing the prime minister. Is that what you're saying? The prime minister's position.
uh no. The speaker represents the speaker represents the order of what inside the house. You know,
Okay.
so like there won't be no argument because usually it would be an argument breaking out or name calling. So because of that, they be talking directly to. It's like an indirect
Ah,
conversation. Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So he does that speaker represent both sides, or he represents his own? He represents the conservative or or the liberals.
That particular person is labor. I think I don't. I'm not sure, but what I'm saying, yeah. But he's supposed to be above the fray,
Okay,
and he acts above. He acts above the fray. That's his job. He ain't
that's what
supposed
I've
to take
noticed.
a
He
side.
just keeps making neutral comments, and I'm like, will somebody
Right.
just beat his ass and take him out? Because everybody here is in agreement, and he just keeps repeating the same goddamn points. It was driving me crazy. I'm like, who is this man, and why does he keep talking? I don't understand. But
I
he's
mean,
very neutral.
when it's come time to vote and do all that shit, yeah. He's gonna vote for his side when it's time to vote. When it comes to have a debate and have things be orderly, he's gonna be very neutral.
Okay,
So
got it.
so
Okay.
yeah.
So they
That's how.
address Sir Speaker when they really want to say something to the other side, maybe, or they have
Right, right,
just to keep the bullshit down. Okay, that makes
right,
sense. Okay,
right,
okay.
right.
Yeah, they're a lively bunch, boy. They a lively bunch.
Oh yeah, I watch that. I watch that every Wednesday, Thursday. I watch that every time. I watch the Canadian one too. Now the ones that's crazy is the Philippines. They be fighting up in that motherfucker. They be up there fist
them,
fighting,
yeah,
man.
The Pakistanis do too. They be wearing each other's ass out.
Ooh, man. They be fist fighting, be blood. It be blood running down the shirt and shit. The suit be torn up. Yeah, man, they be going
Hell
in.
yeah. I see them throw
Man,
chairs. I'll be like, oh my God.
man, you should have voted for my tax bill, motherfucker. They be throwing chairs at each other and shit. Man, how dare you veto my legislation? They be punching each other, fist fighting and shit. Yeah,
Yeah, they
I watch
wild.
all that shit. Now the South Africans one is funny. Watching the South Africans are funny. What they do, it's the same concept. The president is there, and the president of South Africa is there, right? So they're questioning him. So the name calling, see, it's a lot more bullshit in the South Africans one. They be calling him names. You're a criminal. You should be
It
locked
gets
up.
personal.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And that'll need and that nigga in the red Judas Matuma, no Judas Melina. You
Hmm.
know what I'm talking about. He always want to march in his red shirt gang. Y'all wear that red outfits.
I like
Yeah,
him.
yeah. Talking about you white South Africans need to be pushed out. All that. He be going in. He be going in on them niggas over there. Shit.
But you know what? Every society needs a rebel. They need a rebel to push the envelope. Every society. They're useful. They're useful.
And and I remember that one I watched though about 4 years ago. This guy, all he did was honking at this woman. Honk, honk, honk. I forgot that guy's name. Every time when a woman's talking, he make these sexual sounds. Honk,
Oh
honk,
wow.
honk. Man, that shit was like
Wow.
hilarious. I'd be
Wow.
like,
I
yeah, man. It
Big
be watch.
Big J, I project that in 2026, or between 2025 and the end of 2026, I believe that Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to get into a fist fight. Either her or Jasmine, one of the two.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Somebody gonna have to put hands on her because she talking too much shit. And she be popping off on folks. You know?
That that bitch. I'm so embarrassed. She's from Georgia. I don't know what to do. I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah. But
embarrassed.
and then though, man, she was supposed to run for senator, but like she dropped off the race because she was going to challenge what's his name,
Also,
Dolph.
also,
Yeah, yeah. She said no. I know what's going to happen. I know why she did. I know why she quit because she know man Ossoff was going to beat her ass. It will be the
yeah, she's too
end of her.
extreme. She's too extreme.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's gonna be the end of her political career. So
Yep.
she's safe. So she's
She
safe where,
quit
where, where where
because
she's
she
at.
ain't have Trump support. Trump said he didn't like her eyes for winning, so she dropped out.
Th- I don't believe that.
Mm-mm.
I don't believe that. Do you, Queen? You actually believe that?
Yeah, I believe it. He
Oh,
said it. He said
Y'all
that shit
listen.
right there.
I gotta drop down because I gotta get to my warehouse. But I'm gonna keep listening.
all right
Appreciate you,
then.
Big J.
All right
All
then.
right,
I
King.
might I might go to bed soon because I've been online ever since I got off from work. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Okay.
He said he liked Marjorie Taylor Greene, but he don't like her eyes for winning their seat, so she dropped out of the race.
Oh shit. Oh shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Because he
Mm.
trying to stay on his good side anyway.
You know, I'm
He gets some
gonna do
more
that a lot.
insider trading.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. Damn criminals. Why the hell you just got quiet? What happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at another website here. I'm looking at the website though. Yeah. That's what I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm looking at the Discord server. That's what I'm looking at.
Who's this? Ty City Discord?
Uh, 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 yeah, that shit's crazy. Maybe them niggas was roasting fantastic. Yes. I was over there live when Mr. Fantastic was doing that shit. That was some goofy shit. Like, nigga, you try to use AI to go after the black women with, nigga, you dumb. Trying to look up these facts up and shit about black women with AI and shit.
Well, why though?
Exactly. And then though he still got the information wrong. Yo, black women are fat. And we had proved that black women are the fattest women on the planet. And he still got it wrong. He still got the information wrong. You use AI to get information and you still got the information wrong? Yo, you no good son of a bitch, man. Now that is a mental illness. Now that's a mental illness right there. That's a mental ill shit. You know. And that's why I said that's why I said yesterday, Queen.
What?
We need to bring back these mental institutions that Reagan destroyed back in the 80s, and we need to put some of these niggas up in these mental wards, because some of you niggas be saying some stupid shit online. Y'all need to be locked the fuck up for doing that dumbass shit.
I mean, people need therapy.
If AI is your source of information, you should be pitied. Yeah. Yeah. I don't look up at AI for no source of information, and you know, and I'm glad. You know, I was going to do a video on this too. I'm glad though some of your historian channels are going after the AI channels, because even when I watch some of the AI channels that does the history shit, I notice the history that they talk about is wrong. You do not what AI does, right? Okay, let's say I put down Abraham Lincoln or George Washington or some shit. Even that, they get the shit wrong. Like, okay, like George Washington chopped down the cherry tree. Everybody that mama knows that's not a true story. But if you go to AI channel with that talk, where they mentioned his biography, they made it true. Or like the Harriet Tubman, they'll make Harriet Tubman as a fictional character rather than being a real human being. So what they do is what they do is AI will take the algorithm, right? And because you got niggas like Dan Conaway who and Super Sly, yeah, I talked about that nigga Super Sly. You know, since they always want to talk shit about Harriet Tubman and bring up conspiracy theories, they mix the conspiracy theories along with the biography. That's why the AI channels that do the history, it needs to go.
Wait a minute. What kind of conspiracy theory could they possibly have about Harriet Tubman?
Oh, she isn't real. She was made up by the United States government to fight the South. Yeah, all types of shit. All types of scenarios. And I'm sitting there thinking, wait, well, this woman has pictures all over the place. You mean she can't be? You know, there's people writing shit about her. There's, you know, Lucy S. Grant, General Grant, and General Sherman actually talked to the woman. So and it's on their general report. So how can she be made up? There's actually people that actually saw her. So how can she be made up?
She still got family. What the hell?
Right. She got kids. How was she made up when she got kids? Yeah, yeah. So anyway, the point is because of the conspiracy theories. So to add in the conspiracy theories into the true story, and
Uh-huh.
that's how I notice when every time I see an AI video of a certain person, I do not believe it because it's always sprinkling in some hidden shit, some shit that's not even that everybody else knows that ain't true.
I mean, that's how you know whether or not the person is lazy or not. Because
Right.
you're supposed to go back and edit that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that like me, I actually subbed to Indy Nine Dale. I subbed to the chair historian. Oh man, I missed that. I missed that debate between the chair historian and the Vietnamese chick. Oh, that Vietnamese chick. Okay, and this Vietnamese chick
The
said,
one that
"You're
be talking
telling
about Black History.
no, the Vietnamese chick. She always talk about the Vietnam War and shit, right? So,
Oh, okay.
so, so she's always on this. I'm communist, and you Westerners are going to die and shit, right? So
Oh, damn.
anyway, yeah, man. She would tell all she would talk a lot of shit to Americans, right?
Mm-hmm.
She be going here and oh boy did a video. He's white, of course, so he's doing a video about the Vietnam War, and he's telling he's telling both sides of the war. Saying I'm gonna talk about the American side next week. I'm gonna talk about the from the perspective from the Vietnamese, right? So he got one thing wrong, right? This Vietnamese woman got him on there and cussed his ass out, roasted him. He had to make a response video. That shit was hilarious. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He copping pleas and shit.
I
Man,
got to do it.
yo, why won't you debate me on it? Blah 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 blah. Y'all a bunch of imperialists and y'all fascists here and you white men are fascists and shit. Blah 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 blah. God damn.
Who a bunch of imperialists?
Americans.
So are the Asians.
Oh, see, I was about to say something, but you're right. But uh, yeah, white folks worry about women, but this housing market is about to crash for new modern homes. Birth rate is going to destroy school funding. Yeah, it will. America does have it has an issue. Yeah, wait a minute. V he must be an hour behind. V must be an hour behind. Yeah, we already talked about that about the housing market, but I was talking about how to save the birth rate, how to increase the birth rate in America.
How you gonna do
Uh,
that? Bring in more
no,
South
no,
African refugees.
no. I was talking. No, oh. He said he caught up. Oh, okay. No, because I was talking about expanding. You know, move people away from the cities by uh creating reservoirs and sources of water so that people can move away from the city, and the farther away from the city the more affordable the housing. If you create communities away from the cities, like 50, 60 miles away.
Yeah, people that like to live in the city ain't gonna do that.
That's true, but that's true, but I'm just talking about, I mean, over time it's not going to be like, well, I talk about that later. Yeah, I was talking about all these sorts of ideas and shit. um
Yeah, but you gotta be you gotta pass them out to reasonable people. And there's still an economic issue there as well. You have to have transportation so you can get to work.
right.
And a lot of rural areas don't have transportation. It's
Hmm.
getting better. But
Yeah, but I would think about creating reservoirs. I would think about creating canals and shit. I was zoned the fuck out. I was in some ideas shit. I was in my idea, the world of my ideas. How to, you know, you know, communities need to be involved for crop. The community need to evolve for crop rotations. Yeah.
yeah, that should
Uh,
happen. Because if
we
I
need to
hear one
invest.
more motherfucker tell somebody to buy some land and grow some food, I'm gonna scream. Like if you don't shut your stupid ass up, you sound dumb as hell. In order for
Well,
that
well,
to work, go ahead.
well, Vita, you can. Well, the only way you can take air or water from air if you're near a mountain, high elevation area. But I'm talking about, because like you need reservoirs because um you need water for fish in 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 and for irrigation reasons. Because you know anyway, I'll just I'll talk about that later, man. I'm just, but yeah, I had a good discussion about that earlier. So I'm growing food everywhere. I'm glad you are.
I ain't trying to hear none of this shit. Unless you got several acres of fucking land that you growing food on, you're not growing enough food to feed no motherfucking family. You're not. And I be tired of people saying this shit. This shit sound dumb. If you're not community gardening with a bunch of people that are equally collaborating, you're not growing enough food to sustain shit.
Hmm.
Like I ain't gardened in a couple of years because I haven't had the ability to, but I done grew food before. I know what time it is. That's why when people say that shit, I be like, shut your dumb ass up.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
go
Like,
get some land and get some food. Shut your ass up. Just
it's
shut
like
the
the
entire fuck up. Oh,
it's
okay, go
like
ahead.
it's like right, Queen. It's like though they think it's so easy. It's so you just no, it's not. That shit ain't easy. You have to break that shit, and then you got to weed out the weeds from the plants and shit, and then you got to worry about the pests.
It's not enough food to look. I had tomatoes, I had watermelons, I had beans, I had cantaloupe, all of that. For the whole season, I may have gotten maybe 3 full dinners from my family. No, that shit ain't gonna feed no damn body. If you not collectively working with the people around you to produce solid crops, to actually produce some food, you not doing shit, but you got a hobby. That's what the fuck you got. You not feeding nobody. These people sound crazy as hell. I mean, like, tell me you ain't never did shit, cause that's what you sound like. Cause that don't even make sense.
You know what? I want to make me some butter.
Do it.
Yeah, I was trying to make some butter about 4 or 5 years ago. Never even had the chance that I had the milk. I separate the cream from the milk and shit, and I forgot to sit there and like,
Oh,
damn,
you
I let the
crazy. You separated
man.
that cream from that milk and you didn't make that butter. You need your
No,
ass whooped.
you damn right. You damn right. I need my ass whooped. I separate that cream from that milk, man.
You need your ass whooped.
Shit, it's hard
Yep.
work. It's hard work to separate that cream from that milk. You gotta go.
Cream mahogany.
Mahogany here?
I'm talking about my daughter.
Oh, I thought you thought I didn't. No, I was about to say she in the chat room. Oh, okay, never mind.
Mahogany. Here. I bought the wrong side, so there's yours.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at these pear trees. I want me some peach trees though. Because I remember 10 years ago we did some pears. My God, I had to give them away. There was so many pears. Like fuck,
I don't like peaches.
I do. I love a peach. All
Uh-uh.
sweet and shit. Oh yeah, man.
I like a nectarine. I don't like no peach.
Oh really? You like nectarines? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not no peach person.
Okay.
I won't.
Eh,
I don't think I can grow no avocados up here. I think it's too cold, but that's what I want. I want avocado trees.
I got 3 apple trees, and you know what, mate? That happened the same way on my pear trees. It didn't grow shit. It budded. The flowers it flowered out and shit, but it never budded. Now all of a sudden I'm getting these bulbs. Like what the fuck?
It
And,
take
and,
a
and
few years.
not like this. Not like it's been weird. It's been weird around here. Like all of a sudden, you
It take
know.
like 5 or 7 years before them trees start producing fruit.
Okay,
It take a while.
all right.
You just got
Fuck
to keep feeding it and taking care of it.
shit. Like them. I have 3 of them.
Yeah, keep feeding it. It'll grow.
Oh, she said I'm on year 4. She's talking about her apples.
She got another year, and she should get some apples. It take a while for them trees to produce them fruit.
Mm.
Yeah, that's why you got a tree that's producing fruit. That's an old tree. Young trees don't be producing no fruit. They gotta mature. They gotta eat their Wheaties.
Hmm.
They gotta eat their Wheaties. I need a top. But yeah, that should be getting on my nerves. Like, if y'all really want to grow some food, y'all need to network with the other people in your community and come up with a community garden. That shit you grow in your yard, please. You know, you gonna have a nice meal where you can say, "Ooh, I grew something." That's it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, stop listening to silly ass people on the internet.
They be saying the same old shit over and over and over. Like, man, y'all know nothing and y'all talking. Just shut up. You don't know what you're talking about.
Like, oh, so I know you ain't got no garden for real. So you did, you know that's not practical.
Like the problem with them is like they watch too much TV. They think that shit. Oh well, look, I'm just gonna stick it in the ground. And it's gonna grow. Man, what the fuck? Like you gotta do some shit to it. You gotta weed that shit out. You gotta you know put some compost, fertilizer, bitch. I don't know. You gotta do a lot. Depend on what it is. You have to
You gotta
do something
switch the
with it.
crop
Yeah,
every
rotate.
few
Yeah,
years.
rotate. Yeah, rotate the crop. All that shit. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
I mean, it's doable, but not on the scale that they be sitting up here talking about world famine and shit. You gonna the only way you gonna feed your family is to grow some food. With what land? Girl, shut up. I be hearing people say this shit all the time. Like, what the hell wrong with y'all? Like, do y'all got good sense or not? Cause that shit ain't sensible. This shit y'all sitting up here saying.
Like, you know what I miss though
What?
is dewberries. I miss dewberry season.
I ain't never had
I'm
a dewberry. I don't know what that
oh
is.
oh man, you never had. Oh man, yeah, like they grow wild down here. So we
I
make
just had
like
a gooseberry last year.
we have like we had like wild. See, dewberries around here grow wild, right?
Uh huh.
So you have to go up in the woods and find them. Sometimes they grow up from among the fence row and shit.
What the
Yeah,
hell is
you
a
get them
dewberry?
there. it's like a blackberry,
Oh, okay.
but it's more tangy. I put it like that. It's more tangy than a blackberry or a raspberry.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. We make cut cobbler and shit out of them.
Oh,
Me,
okay.
me. When I was growing up, I just eat the motherfuckers right off the plant because I be hungry and shit. I don't feel like going to the house. I just go ahead and just grab me handful. And you gotta be careful picking them because they got thorns in them on the plant, of course.
No,
Yeah, I'll
all
be
plants
getting,
got thorns in.
huh?
You know, most of them vine plants got thorns on them. Raspberry got thorns on 'em.
Right. But them thorns are the special type of thorn. Oh my god, them motherfuckers split into 3 different sections. You know, yeah, man, that'd be annoying. Mm,
Whew.
Yeah.
All right.
Hold on. I know. She okay. May said I'm watching Tabitha Speaks Politics channel. I know who she is. She got 8 plants in containers, and she swears she's going to place groceries. Get the fuck out of here.
I be mad when these people actually do put their hands in some dirt and start growing shit, and they realize how silly they sound.
Get the fuck out of here. She act like she's going to replace growth.
A lot of people think that until they actually start gardening themselves, and then they
It's
learn that no, it's not that.
no, no, no. It doesn't. You might get a food for a week. Okay, that's about it. That's about it. Okay. If you have a small ass garden, yeah, you're gonna get food for a week, that's if and that's not year round. That's a week.
No, it is not.
Well, like for one person is. I mean, if you
I'm just saying. What
yeah,
these people think they finna do and what is gonna actually happen is two different things. So, like, why would these people be up here screaming all this weird stuff? I just be like, you just dumb. Shut up. You don't know what the hell you talking about. They sit up here and tell people to go put no food on they half an acre of land and they gonna feed their family. No, you not.
half an acre ain't gonna feed you. Half an acre ain't gonna feed you. The fuck. Like you need at least three or four 8 acres to feed your ass. You don't need not no half an acre. That don't make any. You know what?
That's what they be saying. I'll be like, mm-hmm. I can tell you ain't grew no food before. You don't know what the hell you talking about. Now, if they started talking about collective growing, that's different.
Right, right.
Right. I used to go out there, cut my little leaves off my cantaloupe, get a couple of peppers, get a couple of tomatoes, go in there and make little cantaloupe saute. You know what I'm saying? And then
Hmm.
after about maybe 2 to 3 days of that, if that long, that was done. I had to wait till it grew again.
Or can them, or can those peaches and can those the okra and shit, and can
Yeah,
whatever's growing up in that motherfucker, can it and store it somewhere.
yeah, you can do that.
Shit, yeah, like you do that for winter time. See that's not if you gonna do okay, if you gonna do
Huh?
like an acre or some shit, that's the shit you do for winter time when you canning shit for winter. That's not some everyday. Oh, we gonna live off of this. No, no, you're not live off of that. It's impossible. You know?
Keep coming on.
V-Dub said, I'm 3 hours away from my family farm. I may be able to supply a small market. I prefer to find a few cash crops there or build a greenhouse. Yeah. Man, my black ass should be in bed right now. I don't know why I'm talking to you niggas now. I don't know why I'm still up.
You sound like you about to go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm about to. Yeah, but I'm gonna do a live stream
I'm going to
probably.
breakfast with my husband.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm about to do a live stream probably this weekend.
About what?
I'm gonna drag SYSBM. I'm gonna read the entire tenants.
Why is they on your radar? What happened?
How much do you sell your logs for, Big J? I don't sell no logs.
Say what?
Beat the bastard. How much do you sell your logs for? I don't sell no logs.
Logs.
Shit. Yeah, we use them logs. We use logs for the church and shit. For for them barbecues and funerals and shit. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't. I use them trees for shade. Use all those trees for shade and for the animals to hide in for winter time. I don't use them trees for no crop. Shit.
Why are they on your radar? What the hell did they do now?
Who? SYSBM?
Yes.
Oh, because what happened on Brownie's channel the other night.
SYSBM was over there?
No, well, Clue.
Oh, Clue. That's
yeah,
right.
Clue.
Okay.
Yeah, because Clue, yeah.
Clue keeps sending. Well, it ain't just Clue. It's a group of they ass keep sending messages to my website, telling me to get my fat black ugly ass off the internet. They gonna keep playing. They gonna find some real legal consequences in their life.
Shit. I go ahead and put them white folks in their life.
That's what's gonna happen to their ass. I'm not gonna keep telling them from playing with them. I keep telling their ass they not anonymous. I don't know why they keep playing with me. But like the old folks used to say, everybody don't believe fat meat freezer. Bitch, I can show you better than I can tell you. What's funny?
What you said? Oh shit. Oh man. Anyway.
I don't know, boy. These people crazy.
May said, May asked, what was that saying?
Everybody don't believe fat meat greasy.
Yeah. But anyway, let me get off of here, y'all. Shit.
All right, see you later.
Let me see what. Yeah, fat meat greasy. Okay, she said. Yeah.
I mean, as much as they like to call me fat, they would think I should eat. They should think I should know. All right, keep fucking playing. Keep playing.
Yeah. Well, it's been a good live stream. Right? I expect to be like an hour and a half. It's almost like a 3-hour a 4-hour live stream.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Watch hours. Boom.
Yeah. So, yeah, we get off of here. Y'all be easy, and I'll see y'all next time. I'm out. And I apologize for the Wi-Fi be fucking up. Wi-Fi was fucking up earlier in the live stream. I'm pissed off about that shit. But anyway, it went good though. It went good. Yeah. Good night. Well, it should be night for me because good morning for y'all, but good night for me though. Cause I'm about to head on to bed. But anyway, I'm out and I'll see y'all next time.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.